friends, and happy Pi Day! Welcome to Nature Check's Arda Campaign, the show where you come for the game and stay for the science. As always, we start with introductions. Hello, my name is Sheryl, and my pronouns are she, her. I'm a PhD student studying ecology at the University of Illinois at Chicago, and when I'm not low-key panicking about my prelims, I'm also a science communicator and the host of the Roving Naturalist on YouTube. Next, we've got Ryan.
Hello, I'm Ryan. I'm an entomologist in Pittsburgh. I used to work in public gardens, and now I work in a very different kind of garden, helping grow medical marijuana in Pennsylvania, running anything to do with entomology and plant health and quality of the plants. And in our game, I play Fletcher, who's a human wizard, and we both, our pronouns are both he, him, his.
Awesome. Next, we've got Cindy.
Hey, I'm Cindy, she, her. I am a science enthusiast, and I play an Endorian engineer over on Heroes of Awesome Constellation on the Weirdlings Twitch and YouTube channels. Here, I'm playing Nautia, the water method druid.
Then there's Peter.
I'm Peter. I'm an entomologist. I'm an entomologist, and I do horticulture research at the at North Carolina A&T University, which I just started at recently. So I'm looking at how different farming practices can improve yield and profitability for small farms. And I play Cedric. And our pronouns are he, him, his.
Amazing. And we've got Nancy.
Hi, my name is Nancy, and I'm always really happy that I get to go after Peter for the introduction because no matter what I say, it will be better. I am also an entomologist, which means that I study bugs. I live in Quito, Ecuador, where normally I am doing eco tours focused on entomology and conservation and ecology and local culture, but obviously the 2020 and 2021 hit hard, so that's not really happening. So check me out on YouTube, and I also do online education and online workshops. I play a roguish young woman who looks human-ish named Kay, and our pronouns are she, her.
And we are so incredibly pleased this evening to welcome our special guest, Shareef.
Hey, I'm Shareef, everybody. Hello. STEM diversity advocate. So I run a math, physics, and chemistry tutoring service. So I help young students and in like high school and like a college help to, get good grades on their AP and engineering courses. I'm an engineer by training, electrical engineer, and like I also play on a bunch of other D&D shows and shows and other systems as well. And am a general advocate for diversity in gaming, both tabletop gaming and video gaming. So you can find my stuff at like Shareef Jackson everywhere. And I'll be playing Rashidon. And we will learn more about him as we go into the game.
Yeah. So if you are watching us live right now, thank you so much for being here. There are a lot of people watching. Hello, everybody. As always, if you have any questions for the cast, make sure to put them in the chat so we can either respond via typing or we can bring them up in game. And of course, be sure to check the reference section down below for the social media handles for everybody you can see on the screen right now, as well as all of the other Nature Check cast members who aren't on right now. And you can also come hang out with us on our Discord, which is down there, everything is down there. Don't forget, if you're not able to watch us live or you want to share us with your friends, you can, as always, find the sessions for our TTRPG games in video form on our YouTube channel and in podcast form everywhere. Okay. Anything else? We good? Everybody ready? Yeah? Thumbs up? Nodding heads, shaking heads. I don't care if you're not ready, Nancy. We're gonna start the game now.
Which definition of ready?
Is Nancy / K ever ready?
Fair. All right. While using water to barter with the Thrycreen craftspeople for supplies you needed, you probed them for clues to help you in your quest to discover the source of the river pollution. Although they didn't have any concrete information, an older woman suggested you go to the temple and ask for guidance from the gods, which reminded Kay that she had just had a dream about a new temple in the desert. You decided to head in that direction with your new friend Koi as your guide. Koi helped Cedric forage food from cacti as you walked. As you were traveling in the darkening evening, you unfortunately wound up in the path of a sail snake, chasing down a meal of shocker lizards. While you eventually were successful in dispatching the large winged predator, you also learned the shocking lesson that sometimes it's just better to try not to hit things. When you set camp, Kui worked on training Cedric and Fletcher with their new weapons, the atlatl and the machoitl, and he also made Nautia a beautiful obsidian knife. In the early dawn, you rose again and continued making your way toward the temple. It is now early mid-ish morning on Cordum, the 6th day of Brightrun, and you have just said goodbye to Kui as he returns to his role as a hunter for his family group. You are standing before the massive stone doors of the desert temple. So again, to remind you of what this thing looks like, big, kind of squarish stone building, big stone doors in the front. All of the stones that make up sort of the outside of this have geometric designs carved in them. And yeah, you are standing on the sand in front of the temple. What would you like to do?
Do any of the geometric... Do any of the geometric designs resemble religious symbols that I'm familiar with?
Make a knowledge religion check.
Ooh.
That was a good sound.
Mm-hmm. That is a 22.
Okay, so you spend a minute examining these, and they certainly don't look like any symbols from any of the religions that you're more familiar with, and while you've started to study more concentratedly the iconography of Obed-Hai, it doesn't really look like that either, because again, Obed-Hai's symbol was that green man, so the face made up of oak leaves and stuff, and this is very sort of like square, so you get the impression that these might just be like decorative symbols on the outside.
I was going to not actually contribute anything and just say, whenever anything is set in a desert, the only thing that I can think of in my mind is Spirit Temple from Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So that's just how I'm picturing everything that's going on.
Sure. Sure. That works for me. We did have a...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it.
All right, I'm curious about the temple. Does the stone that the temple is made out of, does it look like local stone? Like I'm not asking you what kind of stone it is.
What kind of rock is it made out of, Sheryl?
Yeah. I'm prepared this time. Yes, it looks like the sandstone that you've seen in other natural rock formations in the desert as you've been walking.
Okay, so quarried locally.
Yes.
Probably built by mortals, we could say.
Yeah. Like, you can see tool marks on the stone.
Oh, okay.
And, like, you're very familiar with tool marks on stone, so yeah.
Okay, guys, so you see these tool marks? These were made by probably a 3-inch chisel, like a standard stone chisel, like you'd use for quarrying large blocks like this.
Kay kicks on the door.
You
just walks over and kicks it.
You kick on the door?
I kick the door.
Okay, it's stone, so it hurts.
Seems like a good...
Kay, I wouldn't do that. That door looks really heavy. I
thought it would open.
That it's probably like 1.5 feet thick. I would just guessing, and unless it was built by dwarves, it's probably not balanced properly. So
Also, you can't kick in doors. Fire code says they have to open out.
Yeah, well, welcome to Ecuador, where the doors don't open in any logical direction.
Oh, sorry.
Fantasy fire code would seem to imply that there is a fantasy OSHA. And in such case, I'm going to keep bringing that up forever.
No! What have I done?
What are the OSHA standards on this?
I feel like at least if there is an OSHA ruling, it outlaws grease as a spell in any workplace.
Then we'd have to define workplace.
No. All right, so your toe hurts now because you kicked the stone door.
Open the damn door. Let's just get in, get out, and pretend it never happened.
Okay, are you is this how you really feel, or are you perhaps overcompensating about something?
No, what would I overcompensate about? There's no compensation like overcompensation, so let's just go.
I mean, I would say a lot, but if you're not ready to talk about that, that's
I'm
okay.
not ready to talk about it.
Okay, but we should talk about it at some point because
we need
bottling
to be
your feelings up.
Kind of level-headed
what's there
going
to
through
talk
here.
about? Okay, you know what? I'll start off the conversation. Who will be sacrificed next? Who volunteers as tribute?
Well, I mean, if
Good,
it comes
I'm glad
to
we
it.
talked about it. Now let's go inside.
I know it's what is on all of our minds, Kay, but we have to go into this thinking that that's not going to happen again, or that we can have a different way out, or it didn't happen in the first temple we went in. It doesn't mean it'll happen, so it doesn't mean it'll be in every temple. So we can't go in there thinking about that. We have a lot of reasons to go in here, and a lot of reasons why we feel like we don't want to go in here. So we have to push forward and know that we're going in there together, and we're going to do everything we can to stay together.
We better all leave together.
That's the goal.
The gods will it.
Thanks, Cedric. That was helpful. Open the damn door.
Do I see a way to open the door?
Would you like to see if you... I mean, Kay, you seem to be the one very good at finding locks and dealing with locks. Can you see anything about this door?
I glare at the door.
Roll a glare check. No, you know what to do. Roll me a search check. Good grief.
The door withers under your stare and falls apart.
Rumbles.
Cheryl, because
Yes,
we
dear.
had like special leveling up stuff. Which
You
should
can
I just
use the skills you've got. Those are fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't. You said I wouldn't need my character sheet, so I didn't do it.
Oh, sorry. No, yeah, you can use your skills. You just won't use the special things until later.
Okay. Then I need to log into
I
roll 20
I want
then.
special
Sorry.
things.
You
Yeah.
are special, Cedric.
Oh, that's fair.
Very special.
As Nancy
Yeah,
or
double
as
special.
Kay inspects the door,
Mhm.
Cedric is gonna helpfully call out, check it for snakes. Remember last time when it dumped snakes on us?
That is a good idea. I will search extra hard
For snakes.
for snakes.
Okay.
Yes.
Check every step.
I will check every
That's true.
every
The
step.
pressure plate was on a stair last time.
Also spiders. Remember when we almost died from all those little spiders?
Mhm.
I do
Okay.
remember when we almost
A
died
bunch
from
of
all
very
this.
small spiders, and we almost died.
Yeah, it's like
Yep.
And
one large
and
group
the
of
pit.
small animals per temple, right? Like, and the pit.
Yeah, sure. We do at least have rope this time.
Hey.
Gotta. Math is so hard. A 12.
A 12. The door does not appear to be trapped or locked.
Well, guys, it doesn't appear to be trapped or locked, so let's just, walk in there.
Yeah, can we just try to pull on? I'm assuming there's a
There's
handle
handles,
or
yeah.
something.
Yeah, there's not like a sticking out handle, but kind of like a divot that you could like put your hand.
Put your
in
hand
and-
like in
Yeah.
and around.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
All right. I grab one of the handles.
Okay.
If somebody else wants to grab the other one and kind of
Yeah.
open both
Real
doors.
dramatically open them, sure. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
I'll grab onto the other one. So
yeah.
I'm assuming they're like French doors.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So you
so that
pull
it,
them
it
open.
opens and K's in the center of them, like really dramatically. like,
Really
acting
dramatically.
Like a cutscene
looking
in a
from the
video
inside.
game?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
So we get that camera
Kay
shot
steps
from
forward
inside
with
the
a-
temple
a
somehow.
Yes, a POV of someone. Mm.
Yeah, looking out, and it's just Kay's silhouette.
Yeah. So yeah, as you open the doors and it lets some of the, it's becoming brighter out here. You made it to the temple at just the right time to not want to be out in the desert heat anymore as the sun is coming up. But it lets a little light into the temple, and you can see there's basically like a short hallway that leads directly from the doors. On the right-hand side of this short hallway, it looks like there's an archway that would have been a set of stairs going downwards, but it looks like some of the interior stone wall has collapsed on the stairs, and your judgment, Cedric, is that they would probably be impassable. But as you look farther down this short hallway, you can see there's like a smallish rectangular room at the end of it, and you can see a strange bluish glow coming from two cylinders on either side of the back of this rectangular room. But more importantly, you realize there's a very large figure in that room at the end of the hall. And Rashidon, you see the doors open and there's light coming into the temple.
Nope, I'm out. Bye, guys. And Kay just turns around.
Yeah. So Rashidon is looking downward. He turns toward the light and then turns back around and goes back to what he was doing.
Okay.
So all we see is a kind of a blue glow. We can see the figure standing.
Yes, it's difficult to make out exactly who or what this might be, but because they're kind of like backlit by this blue glow. But yeah.
Kay like shouts down the hall, "Hey, if we come in here, are you gonna sacrifice one of us, or should we just leave now?"
And you don't hear a response. You just see this figure appear to be looking, you can only see kind of the outline, but you just see this figure appear to be looking downward away from you.
Hey!
It's probably just a statue.
Hey.
Oh, you think that? It's probably haunted and has like evil spirit ghost things. It's gonna kill one of us. You go first.
Okay,
you touch it first.
This is maybe not the way to approach new people.
We don't even know if he's a person.
I'm gonna walk in.
You can fly. You fly there. That's a good idea.
I'm gonna walk in and I'm gonna let my eyes adjust so that I can actually see more of this figure.
Yeah, and it's easier for you even because you have dark vision, so you can pretty quickly tell. So Rashidon, if you'd like to describe what Nautia sees.
Yeah. So what you see is as we said before, fairly large figure. You see on the top, it's a human head. So kind of like a dark skin head with some facial hair, and arms that look pretty human. But as it goes down, you start to see essentially the body of a scorpion. You see some pincer arms. You see around 6 legs on the bottom, and on the back of it, you see essentially a scorpion tail, right? Like a long tail with a point at the end that looks very pointy. And the rash, and he notices you, or I don't know if I need to roll for that, but he notices you, and like he says, "What are you here for?"
We it's a very long story. We're mostly here to look for answers in this temple.
Lots of people have come here looking for answers over the years. None of them have found what they were looking for. What makes you think you are any different?
Let's leave, guys. Look he doesn't have the answers. There's no answers here. Let's go home.
We've been to 2 other temples that were sort of like this, and my friend has had dreams about it, and the nice people back at the camp said that we might be able to find some answers about what's hurting the river here.
Dreams, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Who's had dreams?
The one who's been yelling at you.
Yeah, Fletcher and Cedric are both pointing at Kay.
Kay looks around and like points in a random direction to someone.
Yeah. Are you all like in the room and in view?
I think we're more.
Yeah.
I guess we're in the hallway. I don't know, Nautia. How far did you go
door?
all the way into the room?
I walked to like the bottom of the steps so I could see in.
Sorry. Yeah, no. So there's the stairway off to the side is what's like caved in. So basically from the doors, there's just a straight short hallway before the room where he's standing.
So I sort of went like right to the edge of the room.
Okay.
Yeah. So like Rashidon says, the one with the dreams, come forth so I can have a look at you.
Okay, I'll walk in. I'll be behind you. We'll come in and still be behind you. We're not gonna let you go in totally alone.
Yeah. We got your back.
Kay like shuffles forward very slowly and very tentatively.
So Nautia and then Kay, would you describe what you look like so that Rashidon knows what he's seeing?
Yeah. Do you want to go first?
Go ahead.
So Kay is like a human-looking girl, except that she has like blue in her cheeks and like around her nose, and that's like kind of sparkly and shimmery, and everyone thinks it's makeup. And she has a blue streak in her hair, and she's in like studded armor, and it's like a little crossbow with her, or not a crossbow, short bow.
That one.
Yes. Whatever, the thing, that pew pew thing.
and when you say girl, she's like 16?
Yeah,
17?
I'm like 17.
Yeah.
Like I'm a girl. Like I'm not legally an adult yet, although maybe in in fantasy world.
We don't let her drink in taverns.
It's true.
Can we say that she's
Nautia.
legal so this doesn't become fantasy to catch a predator?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
She's an adult for all intents and purposes. Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Gosh, guys.
Naughty is a whopping 4 feet tall. She is all blue. She has very fishy features, like she's humanoid, but covered in scales, big, sort of black fishy eyes, and has wings that sort of look like fins, but you probably can't see those right now. And she's also got sort of fins along limbs as well.
Okay, great. Yeah, so like a restaurant, he walks up to Kay, and as he walks, all of you will notice that he sort of kind of shambles a bit. So it's not like a clear walk because he has 6 legs, kind of a longer body, so he kind of shambles around, and he gets
He takes a step back.
yeah, he's trying to get pretty close to you. And he sort of takes out, for what all intents and purposes is a monocle. And he's sort of looking at your face with this monocle.
Kay like looks over to Fletcher, is like,
As you do, Cedric's gonna put his hand on your shoulder, which is kind of like this.
Yeah. So he's not touching you, but he's probably getting as close as someone can into someone's personal space without, getting probably socked in the face. Yeah. So like he like says, well, Asimov?
who what now? No, my name is Kay. I'm not sure if you heard. I'm not sure if we told you.
I think you did, but tell me more about these dreams.
I don't know. This one time when we left our town, I got this dream and I didn't want, I thought it was just random. So we walked in an opposite direction, but then I felt like I was pulled to this temple and we found this weird temple in the middle of the rainforest. And then I had this other dream where there was this other temple in the grasslands, and then the moon was full, and then there were flowers, and then we found the secret entrance through the flowers. And then I had a dream about a temple in the desert, and some little old lady told us we should come here. And that about sums it up.
And you all were with her? And he kind of looks around at the rest of y'all there.
We've accompanied her from New Seychester, which is a town along the coast, and she's brought us to two temples before this that she had no way of knowing about, except for these dreams that drew her there.
Okay.
They're quite realistic. I mean, like top notch, down to like the little like decorative stuff on the outside of them. Oh, and okay, here's the other crazy thing. So there's like that little like circly symbol, and it's like I've got that on my shoulder back here. See? So like that's why it was really weird, because they're always on the floor somewhere, and I've got that back here. She like turns around and like points to it.
Yeah, and I imagine Nautia actually pulling out a paper. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's a big production to get her out of her studded leather armor so that you can actually see it. So yeah, I feel like having the drawing on hand would be.
Well, allow me to check on something. Just stay here. Don't go anywhere.
Are you
just
gonna
right
sacrifice any of us? Is this like a trick? Because we went to the last one and one of us got sacrificed by like the there was a ghost, and she like wouldn't let us leave until one of us sacrificed ourselves. And so I'd really appreciate if like I didn't lose any more friends to the crazy dream temples. So if you're gonna like kill one of us, you just like let us know now, or maybe let us leave.
No, there's no killing. There's no ghosts. Yeah, I'm starting to have some doubts, but let me just check one thing. Just don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. And he kind of saunters over to the corner. So he like doesn't leave the room, but you basically see this massive like tome. Like it looks like a very, very old, dusty looking book. And he kind of goes toward it, and he like kind of blows a bunch of dust off of it, and he starts to page through it, and he's paging through it for long enough that you would have time to have a conversation about anything you like. So is there anything that y'all would like to discuss or think about while he is paging through this big old dusty book?
Fletcher comes up to all the way. Kay is like kind of in the front, and I feel like we're gonna all sort of move up and be with her. Sort of, at least we probably walked through the entrance to the room. You know, we're in the room with the glow now, and I'm just like, you know, Kay, if there's one thing I learned while I was at the university, it's you can always trust somebody with a monocle. So I really feel okay about this.
And then Cedric says, you know, Kay, actually, I don't think she was technically a ghost. I feel like that's like, I just felt like maybe we should clarify.
Oh, so that way he's like, oh, there's no ghost here, but there's this phantom instead. Ha ha. Is that what you mean?
Well, no, I just didn't want you to be wrong about something.
Oh, well, thank you. That's so kind. That's interesting, because you're wrong about many things and we just let you be wrong.
Oh, you guys should tell me if I'm wrong. What am I wrong about?
Greeting people, although I don't think I did a particularly good job today. We'll let you slide.
Are you attempting to be stealthy with this conversation?
No.
Or are you just
Absolutely not.
You don't know us very well. We are never stealthy.
Okay. Yes. I mean, Rashidon knows nothing. I just wanted to make sure that if y'all were trying to be stealthy, you might have to roll on it, but it doesn't sound like you are.
Subtlety is
no.
not their strong suit.
So now that we've walked into this room, what is the general shape of the room for the drawing that I'm doing in my notes?
Sure. So you're basically in as far as you know, it looks like a rectangular box.
Okay. So no other entrances that we can see or anything like that.
There are some other entrances. So like on the left and right of you are two massive entrances, actually. And in front of you, not quite an entrance, but it sort of looks like it is a view into another room.
Okay. Okay, so doors on all walls. Okay. And then can we tell where the blue glow is coming from?
Yeah, it's coming from the view from where the view is, like in front of you.
Okay, so the next room, like
Mhm.
through into the next room. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kay. Oh, sorry. Kay like looks at you, at Cedric and Fletcher. Is like, he said a weird word? He like looked at me and said, "Did you catch what that word was? And do you know what that word is?"
Do I know what that word is?
It was like,
Yeah, we were
Sure.
behind her and we would have heard it. I mean, it was only said once very quickly, but I don't know.
All right.
I don't
So
know. Yeah, we could roll to see if we recognize that as something.
well, I'll say that because Rashidon hears all this, he just turns around and says, Asimov.
what does that
That's
mean?
the word.
Do you guys know what that is?
Well,
You're the religious person and you are like the magic person. So between the two of you, you should know what that is.
I can't tell you that. It's something you have to find out on your own. And then he turns back into the book and you hear him say, but hi, Ilona, as he's sort of paging through, he's like sort of like paging through these massive pages. It's a big book.
So as the magic user and the religious guy, is that a term that I know? I know as the religious guy.
You can choose, do you have knowledge arcana or knowledge religion, or do you just have religion?
I have both.
Yeah, religion is probably better.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I would probably be thinking of this in the arcana terms, that I would want to see if I remember ever hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 15.
18.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's probably familiar-ish to both of you that like yeah, Cedric, you at the very least know that like Asimars are somehow connected to like gods and angels and stuff, and Fletcher, you might know a little better that like yeah, Asimars are like descended from angels or like celestial beings, or like sometimes they're called plane touched. So yeah, they've got a heritage that is not all of this world.
Sorry. We didn't actually catch your name. Scorpion
Sir?
person.
Sir.
Well, it's not Scorpion person. I don't call her fish flying person, as he gestures toward Nautia, and says, I don't call her girl armor person, as he gestures to Kay and says, my name is Rashidon. I've been guarding this temple for quite a bit. You look like some sort of adventurers. I was too an adventurer. But now this is my duty. Are you familiar with the Elacraby?
Nope.
Nope.
What is
Okay,
that?
so you've never. So, you've that is my kind. That is my people.
Oh.
I've never met one of you before, but it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, we're from pretty far away. But we did hear about your folk being nearby.
Yes. We have supported this temple, among other things, for a long time. We're somewhat nomadic. We tend to travel around, but we are here now, and this place is my place to reveal the secrets only to those who are meant to see it. And I think if you've had dreams about this place, as he turns toward Kay and says, if you've had dreams about this place, I think you might be one that can make it through the trials.
I'm not sure I like the sound of that. Are the trials particularly easy?
Rashidon actually does laugh. Yeah, his laugh sounds like Shareef Jackson. and he says, when have you heard of trials ever described as easy?
My 3rd grade math test.
I have no concept of what 3rd grade or a math test is, but I can imagine that is most likely different from what you will engage with here. But don't worry, as you mentioned before, there's no sacrifices, there's no ghosts, there's no risk to your lives.
That is very reassuring.
However,
I'm much more excited about these trials.
However, what is here is very important, and only those that are meant to be here will get through. So, as you probably saw in your walk over here, it's not that comfortable outside, and so being in here is hopefully a bit of a respite from the temperature that you felt out there.
Cedric raises his hand.
Like,
waited to be called on.
Is that some sort of greeting? And then Rashidon raises one of his hand and 2 of his pincers up as well.
Yeah, Cedric goes. I didn't want to interrupt, but are we allowed to accompany her on the trials? We just kind of made a whole promise outside about staying together, and so that'd be really cool if we could do that. Is that allowed?
Kay, do you allow it?
I would like help. Yes, please, I allow it. Okay. Please don't make me go alone.
There's never a restriction on the amount of people, but no one has succeeded. So I wish you well. Of course, the first question is, how do you get to the trials? And that's unfortunately something I cannot answer for you.
I bet it's down that staircase that caved in.
He kind of looks down and says, it is not down the staircase. However, this, and then he just kind of, he like gestures around to like the room, and he says, there are 2 entrances here. You can try your best, and there's one, like as I said, to the west and to the east of you, and there's sort of that kind of view into the front, which is shimmering blue. So
when you say view, like, is there like a force field looking thing there, or is there?
It's if you had to describe it as anything else, it would be a force field.
Okay. So there's like a shimmery, magical looking wall there. Okay.
Kay walks over and pokes it.
Okay. You know what? I'm not even going to. I'm just going to roll for this myself.
This is that XKCD of what does the scientist do?
You kind of jerk your hand back, and you do take 4 points of damage.
Ouch! Fuck!
And Rashidon says,
the thing.
When I said your life was not in danger, I did not mean obvious things like touching things that should not be touched, falling on spikes, banging your head against a wall, etc. Yes, all of those things exist. I cannot guard you from yourselves.
I can't guard me from myself either, in that we are equally matched.
Are you sure you were the one with the dreams? I'm just double checking.
Sadly, yes. Although I have said many times that I wish I was not the chosen one, because really, like, look at me. Do I look like I should be the chosen one? No. This kid over here who likes the gods should be the chosen one. But no, I'm the one with the dreams. Sorry to disappoint you. I am also disappointed.
Oh no, you are not disappointing me. It's the tome does state that that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. when it's talking about who's worthy here. So I do believe that you as a team are meant to find this. If you're worthy, and I think so far, I think I have a bit of a hunch here. So I will be accessible to you as you go through the trials, but you will have to do most of this on your own. But if you've already been through multiple temples, you've already. I'm not familiar with those other temples, but I'm assuming that they are of similar function and that there will be some things that you will have to solve. But if you are ready, we can start, or we can stay around here and chit chat. Because I don't have a lot of people that come here, so I would love to have some chit chat. Tell me about the outside world if you like. I mean, the secrets can wait.
I mean, it is very hot, like you said, out there right now. We almost died, actually, on our way here, sort of.
It's true. We fell in a canyon. I'm not sure if that gives you much faith in us.
We were not prepared with how hot the desert was.
Oh, have you heard of a desert before?
In theory.
Oh.
I knew it was hot, but...
He comes from underground, so he doesn't know a lot of the world.
I understand. And you didn't educate him when you found out you were coming to the desert.
We tried.
A lot of it doesn't stick.
He wore his hot armor. He wore his metal armor through the desert. Can you believe that?
Oh, that is quite a chore, I must say. Oh, I wouldn't say that. I don't know you that well to use that word.
Okay, I know him that well. I'll use that word.
Yes, you may. In my adventuring time, we did a lot of hilarious things as well. And he kind of looks up in sort of a, like the way like somebody that's trying to remember something that brings him joy, and like he's just like, I don't know if you have time for a story, but I haven't had people talk to me in a long time.
We should invite you out for tea after all of this.
Yeah.
Sure. I think that sounds great.
I've got some antelope. It's pretty well cured. And some spices I just picked up that I'm very excited to cook with.
You have some with you now.
Yeah.
The antelope.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I pull out like I've got just like a bag of like antelope jerky that I've been making.
Okay.
And I hand you like a, like the size of a bag you'd pick up at a gas station of jerky.
Oh, a lot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are you parting with your rations?
Oh yeah. Now I know how to forage in the desert. I just learned. So I think I'm set now. So yeah.
All right. I'm going to roll to see how much he likes this how much he likes this antelope, because he's definitely not had it before.
Yeah, it is. It was Cedric's maybe second time making jerky, so it's not like the best, but
okay. Well. Okay. He has a bit of a smile on his face as he eats this jerky. It's a little chewy. You see him kind of chewing for a little bit, but like he's like, oh yes, this is quite good.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's real chewy, but I figure you've got nothing but time, so like something to do, right?
Yes, thank you. I shall portion these rations out. This should last me for many days. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, because of this, I will give you a bit of a lead as to where you should go next. Since I've been sufficiently bribed with antelope jerky, of which I have not heard of, but I may try to. Do you have the recipe for this, per se?
Sure. Yeah. You take an antelope, you cut it up in little bits, and then you hang the little bits from the back of your backpack or from like a rack over your tent. You soak them in this spice mix that the Thri-Kreen make. Kind of like brush it on. Just basically let it air dry at standard desert temperatures and humidity. That's pretty much it. You got to go to the grasslands to get antelope, though.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Where do you get this antelope?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we might have to talk after.
Over that tea.
Over the tea. Well, I was thinking more of maybe starting up a little stand. Not in here, of course, but in town. Sell some antelope. Make a little coin on the side. Sorry, I'm getting lost. This is not what you're here for. I apologize.
Wouldn't be Nature Jack if there wasn't an aside about food.
Yes.
Welcome to the club.
But I suggest you head west.
All right.
You can attempt to head east, but
No, I touched the wall already. That was enough adventuring so far.
Well, the wall was north in front of you. There are two entrances, west and east. You can try to go east, but I suggest you go west.
Let's go west, guys.
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
And Rashidon, you mentioned you would be available to us during the trials. Do we have a way to communicate back to you, or do we come back to this room to consult with you?
When you get in the room, you'll see. You'll have a way to communicate with me.
Fair enough.
Well, thank you for your help, sir.
You are very welcome. And he goes back to this big book, continues to page through it.
Is the door to the west, is there any markings on it or anything like that?
You do see some markings on it. What you see on the door is you see a circle that has a red marking on top, a blue marking on the bottom.
What about turning around on the eastern door? Is there a similar symbol?
You see a symbol that looks kind of like an arrow.
Huh.
It's like an arrow. And as if you're walking up to the door, you also see in front of the door, you see essentially what looks like an hourglass, kind of. Empty hourglass, fairly large. I'd say you said that you're 4 feet tall, Nautia, I think you said, right? Yeah, it's probably like 2 feet tall, so it's pretty big hourglass.
Well, we should approach the western door, the one he recommended.
Kate, do you want to do the honors?
Sure. She opens the west door.
Yeah. So as you open the door,
snake falling.
You're all dead. As you open the door, Rashidon kind of pokes his head up from the book and says, "Don't forget the hourglass." And then he goes back to his book.
Fletcher scoops it up.
Okay. All right.
Are we timed? Uh-oh. We are not fast.
So as you go in, as you go in this room, what you see is as soon as you get in, right next to you is sort of a falling waterfall of sand. So just like a bunch of sand just coming down. and in front of you is just a wall of water. I'd say probably like 60 feet in front of you. It's like a wall of water just smashing down on the ground. So you just hear just the sound of like essentially a waterfall going down in the middle of the room. There's some other details you can't quite make out yet, but those are the two obvious things. Is you got this big thing of sand coming down that's like next to you, and in front of you just this huge wall of water.
So the thing of sand that's coming down, is that like the whole wall on that side, or is it just like
it's a part of the wall.
Okay.
Part of the wall.
And then on the third wall, nothing special that we can see.
There's some you'd have to get closer to see. Like there's nothing massive that you'd be able to make out.
Well, at least if we need water to fill up that symbol again, we'll know where to get it.
Right? Or sand.
Yeah.
We haven't tried Earth yet.
Yeah, does anybody need sand for anything?
Is there a way, if I inspect the hourglass, do I see a way to like open it if it can be filled with something?
Yeah. No, actually I don't think you have to roll on that. Yeah, if you look at it, it's an hourglass that's open on both sides. So it's not like closed off. It's like think of as like a straw that gets really skinny in the middle and then comes back out. That's essentially what it is. But it's too big for you to use as a straw.
I don't know. Cedric's got a real big mouth.
It's true.
I think since we came in and we're kind of by the stream of sand, Fletcher's gonna try first just holding out the hourglass and letting the sand go in and go through it to see if there's some kind of effect of something going through the hourglass.
Sure. Yeah. As you hold it out, the sand is falling at a rate fast enough that the top actually fills up. And you start to see stuff dripping out the bottom, but pretty slowly because the middle part is pretty thin. So it's holding up the sand, but the sand obviously will eventually drain out. But it's the top is wide enough. The diameter of it is wide enough, and the diameter of the middle is small enough that it's keeping up there and just very slowly going down.
As Fletcher's doing this, Cedric would like to kind of explore more of the room. So there's stuff in the rest of the room. I'm going to kind of walk through the room carefully.
Okay. Do you want to, like, where are you going? Are you going near the water, near the sand part, or near like the other walls?
I think I want to look at the other wall to see if there's anything on it.
Okay. Sure. As you walk along the wall, you're kind of like, you're peering. I'm assuming you might be trying to feel on the wall, see if there's anything on there. Mm-hmm. Obviously there's a bunch of sand and dust everywhere, right? There's some broken bricks and all that kind of stuff in there. It's like, very old, mm-hmm. right? You do see, though, as you go down, almost near the corner, you see that same symbol that you saw in front of the door. You see a circle. Okay. Yeah, so you see a circle, and you like see a red mark on it and a blue mark on it.
And this is on the third wall?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And currently the blue mark is on the top, red mark is on the bottom.
Currently.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. And is it carved into the wall? Or is it painted on the wall? Like, is it?
No, it is jutting out a bit. It is a part of the wall that is jutting out a bit. So, coming out the wall a little bit.
Hey, Cedric, what do you see over there? Kay shouts from the distance.
Over the roar of sand and water, I yell back. There's another symbol over here, like the one on the door. flipped with the red and the blue dots.
Do you think we have to get the red? Yeah. Do you think we have to get the red dot on top?
I mean, it looks like it's part of the wall. I can't really tell if it moves or not. I push on it.
Okay. Doesn't really do anything when you push on it.
Okay. And then I'm kind of like try and spin it.
You're gonna bop it and spin it.
Yeah.
Pull it.
Twist it.
Oh my god.
Nice. It looks like it's moving, but it's pretty hard to move. But it does look like it's giving some resistance.
What's the diameter of that hourglass? Does it fit in the circle? She shouts. Like, can you stick one end of the hourglass in it, like a key?
What's the size of the circle, Cedric?
It's like this big.
Yeah, it is bigger than the hourglass's diameter.
Yeah. Oh no, it's way too big. No, the hourglass is way too small. It wouldn't fit. There's nothing to really like. It totally moves, but I can't get enough of a grip on it to really spin it. I feel like maybe it moves, but just something else moves it. Maybe. And is there anything? So now I've walked along this wall. I'm going to walk back towards them. Like as I'm yelling this at the top of my lungs, I'm walking towards them. Is there anything on the floor in the center of the room that looks remarkable?
No, the floor is pretty like, I mean, it's wet, but like it's not like a pool of water, but like it is clearly wet just from the different droplets that are like coming down on the floor. But if you want to try to roll like a gather information or knowledge or so, you might be able to pick something else up.
So I could do. So let's see. Sheryl, is that okay? Gather information. Okay, yeah. I don't have any bonuses to that.
Isn't gather information like
yeah, that's more for
like actually like talking. That's people. Charisma based. Yeah, so we've got probably perception.
Yeah, like perception or search or an intelligence check. I guess it kind of depends on like the nuance between all of those. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm very bad.
Anybody can roll it as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anybody can roll it. I'm assuming all y'all are trying to get a sense of what's going on.
That's 18 for perception.
Sweet. All right. Anybody else want to roll?
I will roll.
I'm specifically looking over toward the water wall and just rolled oh boy, that's math. 23 on perception.
Sweet. Okay.
I also got 23.
Oh wow! Look at you.
20.
Fletcher's more trying to perceive if there was some kind of change because of filling up the hourglass. Is that affecting anything, especially when like the sand's about to run out, to see is there something that was changed that then reverts back, as like if this correlates with something in the room.
Right. Yeah. So y'all all rolled really well. I know I'm waiting for Fletcher's for Ryan's roll, but what was your
21?
Oh my god, jeez!
I was feeling good about 20. My 18.
Yeah. So I mean, So then this is what y'all like see. So you see this the circle that is jutting out. You see that it definitely moves, but probably takes more than one person to move it because it's probably just a little too big and a little too heavy to actually move on your own. You also see that the water wall, definitely not natural. It looks like something that probably can go on and off. And like you also see in terms of the hourglass and the sand in it, you see that that the sand lasts for quite a bit of time, but not infinitely. And you also get a sense that hourglasses are like symbolic of time, so that you might have, that might mean that you have some time that you have to, cross this room. Like if there's some like specific timing required. So that's what y'all see with those rolls.
Mm-hmm. On second thought, maybe we could move this symbol if I had help.
I'll help. Well, actually, Nautia should help. She's strong.
Yeah, I can help.
Yeah. All right. If you want to grab the blue dot, I'll grab the red dot, and you go this way, I'll go this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, great. So a coupled moment is applied to our. Sorry, I just finished tutoring a like engineering student earlier in the morning. But yeah. So we got that perpendicular force times distance closing each other. Yeah. We make that rotation. And you after some struggle, you are able to get it moving. Where do you want to stop it moving? So like right now it has, as I said before, the red dot on top. So it's a big circle with a red dot on top, and a blue dot on top and a red dot on bottom. So
I think I want to do a 180 so that it matches the door on the other side.
Great. Yeah. Cool. As it matches the door, the water wall stops.
Mm-hmm.
And you see another entrance on the other side of the door. As I said before, like this room is pretty big because the water is like 60 feet away, and then the like entrance to the other side is like another 60 feet. So
the water was basically dividing this big room in half.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, let's run, guys. Let's make a break for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get over there and I mean, see, we can either go to the door or try to see if there's something similar or what's going on the other side of the room that we couldn't see before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so y'all are running with this thing?
Oh, Fletcher's not running.
Okay.
Power walking.
Yeah, I feel like
the floor is wet and hearing an hourglass. Maybe this is a walker.
This is up to y'all, but you will be rolling a dex. It's definitely if you're running, but even on a power walk because it's slippery, and this thing is if it's just you carrying it, like this thing is like fairly heavy. So.
Oh, good.
I'm not carrying it. I think Fletcher's carrying it.
No, yeah. No. I'm not talking to Fletcher.
Doesn't run if he doesn't need to.
Yeah. And our weakest character who needs his hands to be any kind of useful is carrying this big, heavy hourglass.
Nobody else picked it up.
As you're trying to cross the slippery floor, if you have balance, you can use that, or you can just do a dex check. Yeah.
Sheryl, you told me I wouldn't need my character sheet. I didn't make
12.
I meant more like you weren't fighting anything today.
I got a 16.
Okay, good. Yeah, so you're able to keep this thing upright for the most part. Like you're fumbling it a little bit, but like not enough. Like a little bit of sand, it drops out, but not too much. But as soon as you get pretty close to the waterfall, you hear a noise that sounds like from behind you, and that water wall comes right back on, and right before you get up to it, water starts to come back down from this wall.
That's why I thought we should run.
Cedric turns back around and walks back over to the symbol and looks at it. Has it reverted back to the original position?
Yes. You surmise that the noise that you heard was this thing turning back around.
Oh, turn it like a couple times so we get more time for it to like circle back all the way.
Okay.
Yeah, see if it will turn more.
You
If
wanna
it's
try
like
that?
if you can crank it up, see if
Yeah.
it will.
What do you think, Nautia?
Sure.
All right.
Okay. Who's helping
Fletcher's
you
gonna
turn it?
stay by the water wall.
Yeah,
So if it
I will
turns
also
off,
stay
I
by
can
the
just
water wall.
step through.
Okay.
So I guess me and Nautia again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're trying to turn it like the same way, I'm assuming.
Mhm.
Only turns once. Can't really get it past that turning. But as you turn it, water shuts off again.
Do we like see it starting to move back immediately, or is it fairly stationary still?
By the time that you get back, it's reset completely to the orientation that it was before you turn it the first time.
And then
But
as
like
soon
after
as
we've turned it
we
a second
turn
time,
it,
is it?
it immediately starts to go.
Well, so like the water is going down, right? You have to turn it the full 180 for the water to stop. So it's not like an analog, like a gradual turning down. It's like
Yeah.
Like a solenoid. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. It's more like a binary on-off.
Gotcha.
A transistor.
But as soon as we let go of it, it starts to move.
Not that you would notice, because you probably would have noticed that earlier. So no, not that you noticed. When you heard that noise in back of you, like that, most likely was this thing turning itself back around.
Gotcha.
So it's timed until it just completely turns back all at once.
So you two should be close to the water wall, and then we'll have to move fast.
Yeah, if they just turned it and the water turns off again, I'm just going to step right through, knowing that we have.
Sure.
I mean, the amount of time it took to get here won't be too long to just get through to the other side.
Okay. Yeah. So you and Kay are stepping through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. You step through fine. It's awesome. What are you two gonna do?
Cedric is gonna look at Nautia and be like, "Should we make a run for it?"
Or fly for it.
I'm flying.
You can fly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm worried about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm assuming your flying speed is like faster than a walk speed.
It's 40. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So okay. So let's see. Trying to look for what we would run here. You know what? We actually might do just a straight up, just a survival to see if y'all can make it here in time.
Ooh, I'm way better at survival than at running. It's a dirty 20.
Okay.
That's only 11 for me.
Okay. So it's 11 for you, but it's a lower like requirement for you to pass because you're flying. So like both of you dash forward. I'm assuming that like Nadia's dashing, but she takes off in the air and kind of like leaves you in the dust.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Cedric's running, but it's like chunk, 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 chunk,
Clunk,
chunk.
clunk, clunk, clunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His backpack is like flopping as he's running.
Yeah. And you both make it across. So now you're on the other side. Just as you make it across, the water comes back on. And all four of you are on the other side of this wall with the sand. I'd say about half of the hourglass is there. Half of the sand of the hourglass has come out at this point. So there's still some in there.
Uh-oh.
All right. So now you have like 60 feet of room in front of you, and there's like a door, and there's like kind of something directly to the right of the door, but you're not quite sure what it is. But it's something that looks different that you didn't notice in the other room. Otherwise, this is pretty much a mirror of the other side. but there's a little like receptacle near the door.
Fletcher's gonna walk up to that and set the hourglass down in order to inspect that portion that we see by the door.
Sure. It looks like a receptacle of some sort. It doesn't have any markings on it, but there is kind of a opening on top of it. So it essentially looks like a garbage can, like a receptacle, right? It's just like a big solid thing with a hole on the top.
Can I try setting the hourglass inside of there?
You can. I'll say that the receptacle is a bit smaller than the hourglasses, so you can set it on top of it. If
opening
if you like,
is a little smaller. So it'll okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll set it on top of there.
Okay, sure. So as you set it on top of there, the sand that was dripping out of the bottom of it now is going into the receptacle, and you start to see. Because I guess pretty much a transparent like receptacle where you can see the inside. So you start to see the sand sort of fill up this receptacle on the outside. And then you hear some claps. And you hear, very good.
Yeah.
Rashidon?
It is me. Yeah. And you notice that the wall on the right side of you is it like dissipates a bit, and you see him on the other side of this wall just clapping.
Or is he like clacking? Like
he's clapping like his human hands.
Okay.
But he's not doing anything with the scorpion stuff yet. So like he says, now just proceed. And as I said before, if it really should be you, then we can have another conversation.
Then I guess we try the door.
Okay. Is that what y'all want to do?
Okay, you should probably check it for traps first. We shouldn't just try it, right? I feel like.
I mean, he said we won't die, but
yeah, but we made like a resolution, I think, in the last temple to always check for traps.
Yeah.
I feel like this is just.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
It's a good habit to get into.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Just like a regular search check.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 18.
Okay. You don't see anything that would spark any specific traps. I mean, you notice that the floor is very worn. As I said before, it's like pretty wet. So like, yeah, there's some parts of the floor that might look a little weaker than others. Like it might cave in us. Well, not cave in, but like you might fall through. But there's nothing like somebody laid a specific trap or something like that.
Cedric's probably going to complain about the construction, but it looks like the floor in some places is a little sketch. So like, just pay attention when you put your foot down. Try not to hurt yourself.
Cedric was already muttering to himself under his breath about shoddy craftsmanship.
What's the ambient light situation in here? Is it lit magically or by torches, or are we going down a hallway into complete darkness?
It's not complete darkness. So the room that you were just in with the waterfall is lit enough. It's dimly lit, but it's lit enough that like you could like see all those features on the walls. Like you could see that big circular button that you turned. You could clearly see the receptacle that was there. So it's enough that you wouldn't need any kind of night vision or anything like that. But it's not like bright. Yeah. It's well enough.
Okay. Fletcher's like the only person who doesn't have special eyes, so I wanted to make sure if I needed to like light my lantern or something to not trip everywhere.
I mean, you can light it if like it just makes you feel cooler to like go through a temple with a lantern, which is kind of a
if
cool
the floor
thing.
is that messed up and I'm not carrying an hourglass anymore, I might. I think I probably will, so I don't end up falling.
As soon as you light it, Cedric's like, "Oh, I always forget about your terrible human eyes."
Yeah, right. I mean,
I
Mike,
always
my
forget
eyes
about your
aren't that
terrible
bad, though.
dwarf brain.
Oh.
I mean, like, my eyes can see in the dark. Maybe Fletcher's just defective.
Does Fletcher wear glasses?
No.
Oh, just curious. Does he have a monocle?
No, you have to earn your monocle in the university. That's why he trusts people with monocles.
Mm-hmm.
Sure he does. So are y'all leaving this room? Are you saying yes?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, great. So you open this door, right? And you get into basically a small little tunnel. And the other side is another door, but the door has sort of an impression in it, like a part that's sort of like sunk into the door, and it looks like the shape of an hourglass.
Fletcher, go back and get that hourglass.
You go get it. It's heavy.
Fine. I go back and I get the hourglass.
Okay. All right. So you grab it. You come back. What do you do with it?
I guess I'm gonna take it and try and fit it into the
Yep.
hole.
Yes. As you fit it in, you start to hear some like slight rumbling, and you start to hear that same sound of water that you heard in the first room now coming from behind the door that you are currently facing. You start to see some sand like kind of come down from the crevices of the door. And then the door kind of it kind of moves backward. And then you're able to enter this new room. And it looks not that different from the one that you were just in that there's a bunch of sand to the right of you that's falling through the from the ceiling to the ground. But there is a waterfall that's a little bit closer to you now, maybe about 25 feet instead of 60 feet from you now. So like you have the hourglass, there's more sand falling, and there's more water in front of you.
Well, let's look everywhere we can first, and then fill up the sand.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea.
Yeah, we clearly needed it at the end of the last room, but we were running out. We were already running low because I filled that basically when I first walked into that room. So let's inspect.
When is the hourglass like still stuck in the door? Like
No.
Okay. So now I'm holding it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry, I should have mentioned that.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
You are the hourglass.
Something like that.
Draw a little hourglass icon where I am on my little map.
Hourglass was the friends you made along the
way. We are all hourglasses.
It's a metaphor for mortality.
Hourglass is all the way down.
I'll stand here with the hourglass if you guys want to do a little circuit or whatever.
Yeah, I'll do a circuit of the room.
Okay. Yeah, as you go around, you see the same circular thing with the dots on it, with the blue dot on top and the red dot on the bottom, on the left, and the sand on the right, and the water in front of you. So it kind of looks like a slightly smaller version of the room that you were just in.
Do you want help pulling the thing?
Mm-hmm.
I'll help.
Fletcher, go get ready to walk through the waterfall.
This seems like we're going to have to do this
Faster?
Faster.
It does. It does seem like we're going to have to do this faster.
Yeah, maybe go ahead and fill the hourglass and get close to the water wall first.
All right.
Yeah, Cedric, you have the hourglass. What are you going to turn the dial, or
I don't know. What do you guys want me to do? Yeah, I can carry the hourglass.
Yeah. So who wants to turn the dial?
I guess Nautia and I can.
Okay.
Yeah. Kay's.
All right.
Kay, are you pretty fast?
I could be.
Should be.
I've been known to run every now and then.
I love that answer.
All right.
She's 17. Can you tell?
Yeah.
She's so 17, and I love it.
I absolutely love it. Yeah. So you two are in the position to turn the dial. Cedric, you have the hourglass, right? Are you where are you like positioning yourself?
I'm gonna fill the hourglass up.
Okay.
So the top and bottom of the hourglass are like completely open, right?
Yes.
All right.
Completely
I'm gonna fill the hourglass up, and then I'm gonna like try and hold it in one hand. I'm gonna stick my finger in the neck of the hourglass with the other hand.
How big is your finger? Because this opening, unless your finger is like a Coke can or something.
I think he's got pretty stubby fingers, but they're not that stubby.
Yeah, they're not that stubby.
Yeah, okay. Never mind.
Like you're not able to completely plug it, no.
Okay, all right. But still like trying to
slow it down somewhat.
Yeah, but I'm gonna slow it down a little bit.
Try
and do somewhat. That. Okay. And then like slowly walk over to where the water is coming down and kind of stand next to Fletcher.
Cedric is like fisting this hourglass.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say it.
I'm so sorry, Emily. I'm so sorry, Emily, that I enabled this with this hourglass design. I am sorry.
That's wonderful.
We were all thinking it. I was just brave enough to say it.
For the record, I wasn't. I want to put it out there into the universe that I was not.
Twitch TOS. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're in oh God, now I'm completely off. Okay. All right. So I can't say in position now. So we are where we said we were. And Kay and Nautia, do y'all want to proceed to turn this thing?
Let's do it, girl.
Okay. So
right.
as you turn it, as I said before, it takes like the strength of both of you to really get this thing turning. And as you turn it, the water stops. And as the water stops, it's kind of hard to notice it stops because right behind it is another water wall.
Oh, God damn it. Really?
Now, not directly behind it. There is some space, I'd say maybe 10 feet between this water wall and the other one. But that's what happens.
Do we see another circle between there?
Not between there. You do not.
Okay. Well, I guess what are you two doing? You're on the other side of the first water wall. If Cedric and I stepped through, what are you two doing?
My plan was to
run for it.
Fly. Yeah.
I mean, you can still do that. Like if all y'all want to be in this small 10-foot area, you can do that.
Like each other.
Yeah. I run for it.
Okay.
Wait.
Fletcher's stepping across to the other side again.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm seeing the second wall. I'm hesitant.
Yeah. So you're stepping back to the original side, Fletcher?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cedric is gonna step back with you, so that we're like back on the original side.
Okay.
Fill up that hourglass again. Your stubby fat fingers aren't enough to plug it.
Okay, all right. While I'm filling it up, you guys discuss though. We need a plan.
There has to be a second mechanism that we can access before or after the one that we just turned in order to deactivate this second wall of water.
Maybe the second one just deactivates automatically when the first one reactivates. I call from the other side of the room.
Would one of you be okay stepping through and seeing what happens when the water comes back?
It's probably back by now.
Yeah, it would be. It would be like,
I mean,
as you're talking this out, the water wall, the water wall closest to you has come back.
I will.
But like we can turn it off again, and you run through, and then see what happens on the other side, and then that way we can turn it back off again.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set the hourglass down next to the like sand waterfall and sandfall, and I'll walk over and like stand next to the water and wait.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's turn it again.
Let's turn it again.
All right, you turn it. Water wall shuts off.
I step through and like turn around and just kind of like awkwardly look at everyone, like while I'm waiting for the water to come back.
Okay, you share a nice awkward look. As you look deeply into your party's eyes, the water comes back, and now you are in between these two things of water.
I imagine it's super loud, and they definitely can't hear me, but I'm gonna like yell anyways. Like, it didn't work. Yeah.
Well, I will tell you that because you're now like directly in between these water things, you notice that the water wall that hasn't moved at like all, it's there, but it appears to be a bit of a lighter stream of water. Like it's not as heavy as the one like before it.
I'm gonna try and like stick my arm through it to kind of like gauge flow, like if it feels like it would, if I'd be able to walk through it.
Yeah. And you stick your arm through. Sorry, the Twitch chat's very funny. As you put your arm through, like your arm, it definitely flies down as you would expect, but it's not like your arm doesn't like. Your arm is still there. Right?
Okay, yeah. So, tear my arm off.
Yeah. So like it's definitely a lot of pressure, but not like, not fatal pressure. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You could make it probably.
Okay, so I think I could make it, but it would be difficult. I would get very wet.
You would get wet, and you would definitely have to do a survival running through.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I while I'm still waiting, I turn back around and I guess I'm gonna like while I'm waiting, wander over to the two walls and just double check that doesn't appear to be like a symbol or any other kind of switch or anything like that on either of the two walls.
Oh, why don't you roll a search for me?
Search. It's +1. Ooh, that's an 8.
Okay. Yeah, you can't really make out much. There's some scribblings and stuff on the wall, likely from people that have tried this before. So like there's some scribbling, some question marks that like you can make out on there, but nothing you see that would point you toward like what to do.
Okay. I'm just gonna stand there awkwardly.
Let's open it up again.
Let's do it again.
Let's return it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you You turn it, and you see Cedric there as the water goes up, hard at work. He's looking at the walls, trying to decipher what he sees there.
As soon as the water shuts off, I'm gonna step back through. It didn't shut off. The next waterfall, it stayed running the whole time. But I think we could push through it if we really wanted to. I mean, I think it would be hard. But I mean, Nautia would have no trouble pushing through it. But I mean, and all the sand in the hourglass would get really wet. But I think we could do it.
Yeah, we can try.
Yeah, I don't see any other way to get through or shut it off or anything.
Yeah, we only found the one symbol in this first part of the room, right? So there's no other mechanism that we saw.
Does the symbol in this room look different at all from the previous one?
Nope.
Can we move it an extra 180, or does it stop after 180?
This one, I'd say that you tried that in the same way that you tried it in the first room to see if it moves more than that, and it does not.
There's definitely no. I looked for switches and stuff like that between the two walls, and I didn't see anything.
Okay.
Well, we should, if we're going to try to push through it, I'd say if you two want to stay out here, turn the dial, we'll go through, wait for and try to go through again, and you wait to turn off the water again to make sure we're gone and have gotten through. If all four of us run in there, we can't get through either wall of water, then we're just stuck between two walls of water.
Yeah. Can you cover the hourglass?
Yeah, I'm going to try.
Oh, you have some kind of like hourglass covering magic?
Grease!
It's water, Cedric. Yeah, I could cover it up with. I can bend over it and cover it. I'm sorry. You don't have rain underground when you live beneath rocks.
Well,
so
you have a lot of magic. I didn't know what kind of magic you have.
The lights in the sky were so fascinating to me.
You're so sweet, aren't they?
I'm sorry my marveling at the stars is dumb to you. I didn't realize you were so... I think they're pretty cool.
Kay looks at Nautia and just like points her head to the like the thing to turn and starts walking over there, or puts her hands on it.
Yeah.
Okay. While they're doing that, I'm gonna run back, refill up the hourglass, carry it over, and then hand it to Fletcher.
Do you accept it, Fletcher?
Yeah. I walk over and stand by the water.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand next to him.
All right.
All right.
Do you turn it? Okay, Nautia. You turn it. Boom. Turned. Water's off. Well, the first thing of water is off.
Mm-hmm. So we step over that, and so when that one is off, is the next wall stronger and it decreased the last time when the other wall turned back on, or is it still that same sort of lesser amount that Cedric messed with before, like as we watch it?
Yeah, assuming that Cedric has told you, which I'm pretty sure he did, that yes, when you get closer to the second stream, like you do notice that it's a lot lighter than the first one.
Okay. And I guess after you, Cedric.
All right.
Ladies first.
Okay.
I am going to try and push through the wall of water.
Awesome. All right. Yeah. Roll me a survival.
That is a nat 20.
Perfect. Yeah, you get through so You get through this water, and it's literally like you're just like having a daytime stroll.
I just step through it.
He like
I
rinses
mean-
off his armpits as he walks through.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. Like, not only are you, what's the hair like on your character? Is it like
I'm
like,
trying to remember how long Cedric's hair is. He's got like a very like neatly trimmed beard.
Okay.
I think his hair is like pretty short. Like,
Okay,
pretty neat, tidy.
So not only are you not drenched, but you've like angled your head in such a way as you're walking through that your hair is like perfectly moisturized. Like your hair and your beard, like you come out of this thing and you are like glistening. Like it's like a commercial. like you're stepping out of this thing and it's like a commercial. You know what I mean?
Excellent.
Like it's sparkling, like you're feeling great, feeling hydrated.
I like stick my hand up and like stick my face back into the wall to like say to Fletcher like, oh, it's not so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you step through, you see the set, it's like room with a door, a receptacle on the side, and you see another one of these circles with a blue dot up and a red dot below.
Ooh. All right. I'm gonna yell. So I know I just joked about sticking my face back through it, but I'm gonna yell to Fletcher like, "Stay there."
Mhm.
And I don't know if he can hear me or not.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You guys can hear each other. So yeah, we'll just
Okay.
say it's fantasy, right? The sound of the water is not preventing you from not hearing each other.
Okay. I'm gonna lean up and be like, leave the hourglass behind and step through.
Okay, I'll set it down and try to go through the next wall.
Sure. Roll survival for me.
Survival. Oh boy. 13.
Okay. You get through. You're definitely a little bit drenched. Doesn't feel that comfortable. But you do get through. You do get through.
Okay, come quickly. And I'm gonna gesture to the symbol on this side of the wall, and I'm like immediately I grab it and I like start trying to like turn it, like being like hoping that he will intuit that we're turning it rapidly. My hope being that we can turn it and shut off this wall in time for the girls to see that when they shut off their wall, so they can run through, grab the hourglass, and continue on.
Sure. I mean, you could just say it. But,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm coming over to do it. If the dwarf just thought of doing that, I thought to do it 30 seconds ago. So
Oh.
Even though I saw it when you were still on the other side of the waterfall, you just intuited. You know what I bet's going to be on the other side of this waterfall?
Yep, pretty much.
All right. So is that what y'all do? Y'all start
Yep.
to turn it?
Yep,
Okay.
going
Yeah.
over and turning.
So the water on your side, the lighter stream, shuts off. And so you can see the hourglass in the middle, but it's been in between two of these waterfalls. So a lot of water has kind of been splashing in there. There's not a lot of sand left. There's some sand in there for sure. There's not a lot in there.
Let's just hold this in place until the girls shut off their waterfall.
Okay. How do you communicate that to them?
Oh, I'm just gonna say that to Fletcher, and then I think we'll just wait. And I think the
Yeah,
girls
we had-
eventually are gonna.
I mean,
Yeah.
We've waited long enough, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the worst that happens. We turn it and they're still there, right?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll turn
right.
it.
Yeah, we had talked about you turning it off again to
Yeah.
see if we
Yeah,
were
we were
still
gonna wait a
there,
little
and
while
we would
and
have gone through and like set that down and then tried walking right through the water. So I think that would match up.
I will allow it.
Yeah.
I'll allow
I will
it.
allow it. Yeah, it's one of those player knowledge, but whatever. Got it. All right, yeah. So y'all turn off so Kay and Nautia, y'all turn off the water, and you see
Make a run for it.
Yeah. You see the hourglass in the middle, and you see a completely clear path.
Okay.
I shout to Nautia, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna pick up that hourglass and just keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make a point of following you because I'm just waiting for you to slip and fall with that hourglass.
Perfect. We all know me so well. What am I rolling?
Are you so there's no water going, so you don't have to really roll it. Well, are you trying to pick up the hourglass as you're running and kind of a acrobatic kind of move?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's no acrobatics here, but you can. I'd say a balance. Yeah, because you'd kind of you want to pick it up and not drop it. So yeah.
All right, perfect. I got a 10.
Oh, so you pick it up. You have it, but you're fumbling this thing out, and as you fumble it out, more sand is dropping out of this hourglass, more than it naturally would. But you don't drop the whole thing. But
that's good.
Yeah. So
help.
All right.
Yeah, pretty much as soon as we're on the other side, I'm gonna help steady it.
Okay. Yeah. So everyone's on the other side. As I said before, there's a door, there's a receptacle, as in the final room as well. So what do you want to do?
I'm assuming we fumble it into the receptacle to see if there's any sand left that counts.
Sure. Yeah, it begins to fill up. It doesn't get all the way full though.
So we're gonna have to send you two back over with the hourglass. You need to fill it, and we need to basically time us turning both of these dials to get the hourglass of sand back over here and get it in that receptacle.
The other wall is harder.
Yeah, so I'll say this. I'll say if you describe to me what you want to do, we'll just you don't have to role play out every single step. So if you tell me what your plan is to do it, I will we'll talk about what happens.
One of us is going to have to walk through the first waterfall. We don't have any way to shut it off.
I want to see if I can do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're going to go and just try to walk through it?
Yeah. But
do you want to take the hourglass with you?
Yeah, you definitely need it for sure.
I don't want to have it when I'm not sure if I can get through yet.
Oh, so you're
I want to see if I can physically go through without
being squashed.
Problems.
What was it? Somebody said in the chat? Water guillotine.
Oh no!
I mean, water's kind of my jam, so I'm cautiously optimistic.
By someone, you mean Ryan?
Yeah. Oh. Thanks, Ryan.
Okay. Yeah. So tell me how you're gonna try to get through. You're gonna walk through. You're gonna fly through. You're gonna try to do it.
I am going to first. I'll just walk through.
Okay.
I want to. So I'll walk through the first one, and then that one should be fine.
I mean, the first one, you can turn off if you want, because the knob is right there, so you can.
The second.
Yeah, we'll turn the first one off, or the one on our side off. So you
you don't need to turn the first one off, because if I get 6 seconds in the first one, it's actually good for me.
Oh.
All right. So as you get in the middle of the two waters, as you prepare to step through the second one, you see some of the water basically stop. So there's a little gap in the heavy water one that looks like it's just big enough for you to pass through.
Okay.
And then you hear a someone clearing their throat, coming from the other side of the wall.
Okay. I'll kind of. I don't want to do this. Yeah, I guess I'll go through.
You need the hourglass.
But I can't. Well, we need the hourglass, and we also need. If I turn
Need a
off the water
second
on that
person.
side, then we can. Yeah, can I turn it by myself? Can I try turning the thing by myself?
You can try.
I will try.
Yeah, I'll say that Cedric was not able to when he tried.
Nautia is
before,
stronger than me.
but
I am
it's
stronger than Cedric.
but you can try. Yeah, you can try.
All right, I would
The
like to
classic
try that.
DM phrase.
Yeah, I love that.
You
I
can
think in
certainly
the
try.
in the last game that I played, I said something like, "That is highly improbable, but you can give a chance."
Can I try a strength check to do it?
Yeah. So did you go back and get the hourglass or just you?
No,
just
it's just
you?
me because my thought is if
Okay.
I get the water wall off, then the
Okay.
this hourglass comes through better.
Yes. All right. Yeah. So why don't you roll on to see if you can turn it.
All right. That's a big 5. No.
You're tugging on this thing, but you can tell that you can move it. Like you just feel like for some reason you're having like maybe you're just a little bit tired from this running back and forth. Like you feel like, man, I could, like, what is going on? Like I feel like I should be able to do this, but you're not able to get it through on that attempt.
Slippery fingers.
Okay. Huh?
Your slippery
Yeah.
fingers.
I just don't have the leverage. My limbs are too short. Yeah, we need a second person through here. I'm gonna yell and see if they can hear me on the other side.
Yeah. Yes. They can hear you.
Okay.
What do you
I'll
say?
go.
I need more help.
Coming. Okay.
All right.
Goes
Yes.
through. I'm assuming they shut off the first waterfall for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll shut
Yep.
off our side, the
Yep.
light
And
waterfall.
yeah, as you shut it off, you see that little gap in the water and the other one as well that you can walk through.
Kay takes the hourglass and pushes it in front of her, so it goes through first.
Yeah, sure. It goes through first, fine.
Okay.
And then Kay goes behind it.
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
Excellent.
Did it. Got this.
All right. So we'll fill it.
Yeah.
Get it right next to the wall.
Water. Wait, so Kay
And
fills it, brings it back. Is that little gap still there in the first waterfall?
It's there, but it's not a. Sorry, I think I should clarify. It's not like absolutely no water, but it's significantly less water.
Less. It's lighter, so it'll still fill the thing.
Fill the thing. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do this.
All
And
right.
I think Cedric and I Fletcher and I we're keeping ours in position if we can. We're.
Yeah. Sure.
Resets.
Yes. Yeah. I'll say either you keep it in position or you're just there and you're changing it when it comes back. So for all intents and purposes, it would be down. So, yeah.
We're having awkward small talk while I'm doing these grabbing the bottom of the circle.
All talk with Cedric is small talk.
I feel like at some point we'd end up will we end up resisting it trying to shut off? Like that, so even if we can hold it, I imagine it'll end up even more. So we'll just be like, oh, I hope they hurry up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. But no, I think I'll say that y'all are able to keep this thing open for as long as this takes. I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's up to you two.
Jeez, girl power.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
So
Let's do it.
We turn
All
it.
right. So like,
Turn
so
it
like
off.
you'd have to put the hourglass down to be able to turn it. You gotta,
Yeah, so the hourglass is right in front of like the waterfall.
Oh, you leave it there. Oh, okay. Oh, smart. Okay. Yeah. Yes. All right.
Mhm.
Yes. So you.
Because like if it's on the ground, it can't like.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, like, there's some water that's getting in it, but it's not like.
There's a little splash, but yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So you turn it off. The water stops. You see Cedric and Fletcher struggling to keep this one, the other one open. And you have a free clear path.
Yeah. So we go. I like run up to the hourglass, but then slowly, like gently pick it up and then walk through.
Yes, and like you do have more time because remember these are only about 25 feet from the entrance. Like the other ones were like 60 feet, so you had to traverse a longer period. So like you don't have to make as much of a mad dash as you did like before. Yeah. So you grab it.
And then I carry it over to the receptacle and plop it down.
Plop it down.
I mean, in the receptacle, gently place in its
carefully place it.
Yes, and it's
you smash the hourglass like a Thor smashing a mug of ale. Another.
That's why you don't allow a moody teenager to handle delicate objects.
Yeah. So yeah, you put the receptacle on there, and it continues to fill up the receptacle, and then once again you hear a clap coming from the wall on the right side. Astonishing.
I'll take that as a good thing.
Yeah,
only took us a couple tries.
Yeah.
You made it, unlike many others.
We do have a team. I think that helps.
Team helps.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Usually.
And... Wait, what did you say?
I said usually, glancing at the boys.
Yes, you figured out that you can go through the second water. It's very impressive. And then the receptacle fills, and the little door that's in front of you starts to crack a little bit.
And that seems like a great place for us to take. I know it's a little later than halfway through. Sorry, guys. But yeah, this seems like a great place for us to take a break and a transition between rooms in the temple. So thank you to everybody who's hanging out and watching. I appreciate you being here. Hope you're enjoying the absolutely amazing temple that Shareef designed for us. It's so cool. We are going to take a 10-minute break, and then we will be back. So in the meantime, you can, get up, stretch your legs, go get some water or another beverage of your choice. I'm going to get some ice cream. And we'll see you back here real soon. Thanks, everybody. Hi, friends. We're back. Hope you had a good break. We had a good break. This group is in a silly mood today. We think, I don't know, maybe it's, I don't even know.
Daylight savings time is stupid, and that's the problem.
Nancy has opinions. It's fine. Whatever.
I 100% back that opinion.
Yes!
Veronica, did we scare you this time when we came back? I hope so. I'm going to start us with the science bell, because the reason I invited Shareef onto Nature Check is because I've been a fan of the D&D show that he has both been a player on and a dungeon master on called Rivals of Waterdeep. And he ran the players through a whole bunch of puzzles the first time he DM'd on that show, and I loved it so much. I was like, it would be really cool to have somebody who knows something about game design and using games to teach come on the show and run the group through some puzzles. And here we are. Because we were lucky enough that he said yes. So I would love to hear from Shareef a little bit about like your process of using puzzles and games to teach, and also just like your thought process when you're designing games.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So I've been a tutor for about 20 years, and I've done substitute teaching. I'm an adjunct like professor. So I do a lot of, teaching concepts. And I feel like, one of those things is if you put something in a format that people recognize, they won't see it as abstract. So oftentimes I'm teaching things like math and science, and the kids are like, well, like when am I ever going to use this? Or like, what does this matter? And that kind of stuff. So, because I'm a, 80s kid, right? I kind of grew up with when the gaming, after the game crash, on the second big upward of the industry. So I, like to use those kind of examples with students because number one, a lot of them have not, they're a lot younger than me. So they didn't grow up on a lot of the older stuff. So they might've heard about it, but they don't think that any, math or science are involved with games. They just think it's just like magic. Like you just want to make one and you make one, so I like to show them like, no, these like equations that you're learning about, like some programmer had to sit down and program that into the system, so like that, like especially helps for a lot of my a physics students and my engineering students, because a lot of that is like they're called game engines for a reason. We have graphics cards and they all calculate all this stuff, so I like to incorporate games in anytime I'm like helping somebody on like math or science. I almost always use some kind of gaming example because, gaming has gotten to the point where it's not like a side thing anymore. Like everyone at least has some like relationship to it, but whether it's a phone game or, or like only a console or like a PC or like that kind of stuff, so I found it a very powerful way to engage people and to help teach concepts that can otherwise seem like they don't mean anything or like you're learning it just to learn it, which is a very common complaint that people have of math and science at like a younger age. Is like, why am I learning the quadratic equation or what is this for? So, as far as game design, I talked about this in one of the GM prep sessions that I do for the Kids on Bikes game that I run. But I like to, first of all, I try not to design stuff just for me because I feel like if you design things just for yourself as a DM, unless you have people that you're playing with that are clones of you, not going to go over well. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about my personal satisfaction. And it's not like, hey, I think this would be cool. So I want them to solve it this particular way, right? You have to be understanding and empathetic with your players and like always give a bunch of options, never be scared to give clues, and never be afraid if somebody like suggests something that sounds more awesome than what I thought of, like just change your stuff on the fly, because it's all about player investment and making sure that the players feel engaged and that they feel like, I succeeded in this with my own thoughts, not I'm being funneled through this thing that I can just do nothing and be because the DM just wants to be happy with somebody kind of, actually going through it. So I think is a really important to create with the players in mind, be like flexible and be like very liberal with help, right? Because nobody wants to be like are frustrated and no one wants to feel dumb when they're like playing. And I've seen some DMs that when they do their puzzles, it's almost like a battle. Like I want my players to feel so silly because I'm the almighty, all-knowing, omniscient narrator kind of thing. And like, I don't like to have that vibe with the people that like I play with. So that's kind of the basics as to how I approach the design is think about the players first.
So I know that some of the people in the audience and in the group were talking about this temple feeling kind of like a Zelda temple before. What about it? I haven't actually played Zelda. I'm sorry, I'm a bad nerd. But what about this temple? Oh my God, the reactions that just happened. I'm sorry. I'm leaving. Bye. I won't be on the show anymore.
Bye. Get out of here.
Leave with you.
Turn in your nerd card at the door.
I wasn't allowed to play video games as a kid. We're not going there right now. Anyway.
I wasn't either. I downloaded it as a ROM in my adulthood.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not what we're doing right now. Anyway, so what is it about this temple puzzle that Shareef designed that reminds you of the Zelda temples and like, sort of what as players do you find to be, fun about this kind of puzzle?
I really like like I made that the Zelda reference right at the beginning, just from like the setting and the overall like aesthetic of what we were doing, but also like the second room we just did, there was the option to, to trial and error, advance and go back and learn during what you were doing. Where I do feel like in some D&D games, you'll have DMs who it's when you make a mistake or you do something, it's like you can't get back. You're trapped. You have to find a different way, or you get really injured. Did I just totally freeze up?
No.
Nope.
Oh, now he did.
Oh,
I mean, we can hear you.
Now am I back?
Yes.
You're good. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
That was weird.
We can hear you fine.
Everybody else froze. I was like, what is going on? Okay. So I have no idea what was heard or not. Was the
I think we heard everything.
We heard everything.
Yeah.
We heard everything.
Okay. Yeah, so like being able to do that trial and error, that you could go to the middle, like see what's going on and look, and then when you're like, oh, I actually needed that thing, like you can go back and get it. It's not like, oh, it's lost. Oh, there was, oh, that actually, now there's something there that explodes because you were walking back. It's like punishments instead of learning in a way that you can go back and apply that and try different things in the puzzle. And you do that a lot in games like Zelda, or like a lot of open world games, like the Elder Scrolls games and things like in puzzles. You keep trying different solutions and to figure your way through something. And I really enjoyed that part of it.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely what appeals about games like that, like Skyrim, or where there's, you aren't necessarily locked into decisions that you've made. I mean, I guess as opposed
choice,
to
right?
Yeah.
Like
And
choice
yeah.
has become the huge thing in video games. Like your choices, you make choices and they have consequences.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's like in a little puzzle or like, do you kill this person or not? Like that has become like a bigger and bigger thing in games, I feel like.
Yeah. And D&D is like the ultimate, like should be the most flexibility, right? Because you don't have to design everything ahead of time like in a video game, and so you've got the most flexibility. So if anything, this should be the setting where you're able to the game world is empowered the most with that, and so that's wonderful to see in a D&D setting. Because I mean when you think about the like very classic advanced Dungeons and Dragons dungeon settings, which are very much like you say adversarial, and will kill you immediately if you pick the wrong lever to pull or whatever. It's just like, that's not fun.
Yeah, and like that comes
the room is
from
trying to kill you.
And like that comes from the D&D history of like war games, right? Of like being these like tactical military things, which you can kind of see, I think, in games like Dark Souls kind of like that, if you're familiar with that series. And like some people love it, I'm not saying it's a terrible thing. It just appeals to a certain kind of person. I feel like in a D&D, my style tends to be more like, I'll give help if I need it. I'll never trap people. Like, I don't need to do those things to raise the stakes. I feel like some people think, well, to have stakes, like they got to be able to die if they do this wrong or something. And I'm usually like, yeah, but that's not fun. And to me, D&D is about having fun. Like if everybody is having fun at the table, then if I got to throw my original idea out the window or change it because the players seem to be interested in this one thing that I didn't really plan on, I will do that. Like that's part of the skill of being a DM, is adapting on the fly and like not like, I spent 3 hours writing this, you're gonna play it exactly how I played it. You don't want to do that. So
I think a lot of this that we're talking about applies to education, because I put gaming into my classes that I build. And one of the things that like that I was trying to think about is like student choice. So not just forcing them to do exactly what I wanted them to do, but also like allowing them to complete the objective in different ways. But also I feel like our current education system is very much that punishment. You show up, you take the exam, you get a 50, you fail, you take that class over. Versus it should, in my opinion, be more about the process. So when I was teaching at the University of Georgia, like if there was a final paper that was due, I told students that they could send me drafts and I would grade it like it was the final. So you send me a draft, I'd grade it with all my comments as if it were the final, I hand it back to you. So that way you got the process and the idea. And so even if you were bad at writing papers or you didn't know what you were doing, it was just like the trying and the starting was rewarded in the final grade. And I think, because like the whole point of education isn't to just like punish your students. You want them to learn stuff. Like that's the whole point. So, and my friend Audrey, who's been helping me design my new classes, she's actually getting her PhD in digital education and gamification specifically. So how can we take things like D&D models or like role-playing game models and apply them into an education system so that way they are fun and people do want to learn. And there are these abilities that students can mess up and try again, or students can get the final objective in various different routes and different ways. So I think it's like really cool.
And like you were talking about stakes earlier, and saying like, oh, if you build a dungeon, the stakes have to be like, oh, they die if they fail, or again with like in an educational setting, like, oh, if you get it wrong, you fail. That shouldn't be the stakes. The stakes should be what do you get when you succeed at the other end, like
without a doubt.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what the rest of the dungeon has in store for us. Yeah.
Thanks for that great transition, Peter. Let's
Also, Sheryl, what you have to play Zelda. Like, I don't know what is going on here.
Yes,
but
yes.
Please finish my prelims first.
Nope.
This is part of your prelims. This is part of your prelims.
It's more important than your prelims.
All right.
This can be the reward at the end of the prelims.
Yes, see, it'll be a reward. I will.
It could be a very nice reward afterwards.
Yeah.
All you have to do is get a Switch, get on the virtual console, and
all right. Everyone in the chat, start coming at it after Cheryl's done with her prelims. She'll start streaming Zelda.
Yes.
And yes. Right.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
So amazing.
It's got to be. It has to be Ocarina of Time, right?
Yes, it does.
Yes. Oh my god.
I don't know
if you've playing a game. I feel like you have to start with that one.
The fucking water temple, though. Oh, the water temple is so bad.
If you've never played any of them, it depends on if you like 2D or 3D games. If you like 3D ones, yes, Ocarina. If you like 2D ones, I'd say Link to the Past.
I have no preference. I like Stardew Valley as much as I like Minecraft.
Link to the Past is like, it's long
phenomenal
and intense.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
It is great.
Veronica, this is not the done part. Prelims is like the halfway point. I will not be done. Much as I wish that was it. The date for the prelim is April 2nd. Unfortunately, this is not a live thing. I know I live streamed my master's defense, and I will live stream the public portion of my PhD defense when that eventually happens, but the prelims is not something that I can make public, unfortunately. But, anyway, let's get back into the temple puzzles and see what's on the other side of this next door you guys just opened.
Yeah. Okay, so ding. All right, yeah. So, as y'all, I said that door starts to crack after you fill the receptacle up. You go through this door. There's another door with an impression of an hourglass, sort of like, like woven into the door.
I go back and I get the hourglass again. Because I assume we left it on the receptacle again.
Yeah, which is why I'm putting. See, this is so. That's another like game design thing, though, is putting something there that forces you to bring it with you. Otherwise, I don't want you to be like, oh man, like we left it and we're on the other side of the room. We got to go all the way back and get it. So like y'all put it in there. Door slides backwards, so now you are inside of the third room. So this room. There's no water in it at all. There is a sandfall on the right side of it. What you can see in front though is just like a wall, just like a solid wall. You do see a button though, a button with the red dot on top and the blue dot on the bottom. But it doesn't look like there's any other exits or anything in this room.
Kay pushes the button.
So you can't push it.
Okay. She
I'll come over and
awkwardly
help you spin
manhandles the button.
You have to turn it. We just did this.
Twist it just like we just
What are
did.
you doing?
But
mean,
this
you can
one's
keep.
colors are correct.
Yeah.
You said red on top and blue on
Good
bottom.
job. Yes,
Mhm.
yes. So the
That's
red's
why I
on
thought you
top.
were just like push it or something.
Yeah, but the pushing does nothing.
It doesn't even move.
What happens?
Nope.
Does it
Do
twist?
You can
gotta
try to
twist it.
turn it. Sure.
Pop it.
Pop it. All right. Who is turning it?
I'll turn it if someone will help me.
I'm already here, so
Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah. So as you turn it, water starts to shoot up from the ground and go upward. So it looks like like the same water wall in the previous rooms, but now it's coming from the ground up.
When we're
what's
looking
the
at it,
ceiling look like? Oh, sorry.
The ceiling looks it looks like the ceilings in the other one, like nothing really remarkable. You do notice though, if you're looking up, the water is not going all the way up to the ceiling. So it goes up pretty high, but not all the way up to the ceiling.
does the wall go up all the way up to the ceiling?
It does not.
Oh. Let's spin it and turn the water back off.
Sure. Yep. All right.
I'm gonna
Water's
fly
off.
up and investigate the gap.
Sure. So you fly up there. As you fly up there, you see there's like a really, there's like probably a 10 feet part like between the ceiling and the top of that wall. You see a door. You see a receptacle up there.
Up there.
Up
Okay.
there. Yes.
Oh, so it's the
I
whole
come down and
second.
tell
Geyser?
them-
That word sounds pretty good.
Should we like stand, like turn the thing to stand on it and get shot up there? You're the one with wings. You should try it first and do the water stuff.
I mean, I was thinking we got rope, but yeah, we could try that. That sounds fun.
We no, the rope sounds great. I feel like this armor is, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it's really heavy. I feel like maybe I wouldn't float given the option. Nautia, is there anything up there to tie a rope to?
Oh, is there? Okay, what do I see? I fly up and there's like a door and receptacle, just like normally.
There are some loose bricks that you can tie a rope to. They don't look too great though, but you could definitely tie a rope to them. But like the rest of the temple, they look pretty old. So there might be some rolls to see if this rope stays in place.
And shoddily constructed, as I'm sure Cedric will let us all know.
Oh, he's already let us know.
Yeah, I mean, who builds a temple out of sandstone? Honestly, it's basically crumbly,
People who only have sandstone available?
I mean, just saying, build a temple somewhere else. Why would you want to live in this hot place anyways?
He's right. Things in front of people.
Rashidon is on the other side of these walls. We've seen that twice already, Cedric.
You come into other people's homes and you say things.
One time he was surprised that the people we visited even had homes. So this is actually quite an improvement.
I just asked, all right?
All right, are we going to tie some rope on some bricks or are we going to get shot up in a geyser?
What do y'all want to do?
I want to get shot up in a geyser. I think that's going to be fun.
Kay, if you want to, Fletcher and I can turn this button.
I'm gonna fly up to the edge so I can kind of catch her if it works.
I'm gonna try it.
Okay. All right. So like you're gonna be up on the edge where the door is, like up high. And Fletcher and
does the water
Cedric's,
come to the top of that wall?
it comes pretty close.
Kay's gonna put her arms up so she can grab it.
Oh, I thought you meant I thought you meant like wee.
I mean, like that, but then also at the end to be like hacha.
Now you have to say wee when you go up.
Wee! I'm so excited. Yes, it's gonna happen.
And like Cedric and Fletcher are at the button, so you're gonna turn it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kay runs over in place for them to turn it. Yeah.
You turn it. Where's the hourglass? Also,
I feel like it's still on the floor with me and Fletcher.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right.
Yeah,
so,
Cedric had it, so it's
Yeah. So as you turn it, okay, you fly upward on this water, and like Nautia, I want you to, if you're trying to catch her, let's see,
Reflex roll.
Perform. I'll do a perform.
Oh.
It's kind of like a performance. Yeah. This is a bit of a performance, I think. Sort of. I think Sheryl, she disagrees, but that's okay.
It's charisma based, which
exactly. It's It's
Are you gonna catch her with style or not? You know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If it was 5e, this would be an acrobatics or a performance. So we were good. So you're able to successfully catch her.
Woo!
And you are both up here on the top.
And more importantly, that means that both of us can hold onto a rope while someone else climbs up.
But we could tie it. I do have a use rope skill. I know how to do the knots theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can. You know what? You can, if you want to use that skill, like you could definitely tie it, and that'll help with some of the rolls if someone uses it. But
why don't we tie it to the brick and also hold on to it? So there's like 3 points.
Mm-hmm. That
contact.
Was my thought. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I will.
I think before we do anything else, we should discuss how we're gonna get the hourglass. I assume there's a receptacle up there.
There is.
Yeah. About how heavy do you think it is? I probably can carry it if it's not too heavy.
It's heavy.
How much can you carry?
I won't give a weight because you don't technically have a balance with you. But when everyone else was carrying it, they had to carry it basically two-handed. Like it's a big hourglass.
Nautia has like carried me flying.
I haven't carried you flying.
Okay, well you've come close.
But I can carry. I can put down all my other things and carry about 40 pounds.
I don't think you'd be able to carry this thing all the way up.
Okay.
Or if you tried to, you wouldn't have much sand left.
Okay. So the other thing we can do is once we get some other people up here, we could tie this. We could sort of tie it, and I could balance it, sort of like we did with Kay in the canyon.
You'd steady it as we pull it up.
Better.
To keep it.
She flew with it and just held it so it didn't flip, and 2 other people were pulling it up on a rope.
Oh.
Then she's not carrying it; she's just keeping it upright.
Oh, let's draw a free body diagram. Let's draw a free body diagram for this.
That's the other thing I was been wondering about actually was like the engineering and physics and how much you think about that behind your like puzzles and dungeons and thinking about like what would be real or not for your players. Like,
do you mind if we go out of character, Sheryl? Yeah, I mean, but I try to keep it like not too into the weeds. I know everybody I play with is not like, like I'm not going to be like, no, that doesn't weigh as much as the force of gravity or the friction or air, like, so I try not, general concepts. Yes. like I remember I did one where I had like pluses and minuses that attracted each other, and I was essentially simulating electric current, but I didn't tell people it was electric current because they would freak out and be like, I don't know anything about electricity. But I kind of had this a mechanic where there were these spheres with pluses on them and spheres with minuses on them that were essentially electrons and protons, and they had to arrange them in certain combinations and stuff. So yeah, if there's some concepts, I will put it in there, but I won't get too crunchy usually.
You mean your players don't ask if the manted people have spiracles or lungs, or what kind of stone the temple is made out of?
Oh, of course not.
Of course
What
not.
kind of horrible players would those
No,
be?
I was actually waiting for some very detailed Scorpion questions. I thought one of you were going to be asking about all kinds of stuff about.
We're not that mean to our guest players. We're
Yeah,
only
we
that
took
mean
pity
to our
on you as a
DM.
guest player. Yeah.
Got it.
So do you
Understood.
breathe with lungs or do you breathe with spiracles? And do you have those little things on the bottom? I forget what they're called now that like detect
Pectins.
moisture. Yes, do you have those to detect like moisture and stuff
And vibrations.
and vibrations?
I mean, you should ask him, but he's all right.
Those aren't
So
really questions you ask in polite company.
Are they not though?
they're fantastic questions. So if I understand the plan correctly, Nautia is going to fly down. She's going to grab the hourglass. You are going to tie her to the rope, or tie the hourglass to the rope.
Tie the hourglass to the
hourglass
rope.
to the rope.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to tie the hourglass to the rope, and you're just going to pull the hourglass by itself up, or have her.
She's gonna to
steadying
like
it.
balance
I'll
it. Yeah.
Like,
Fly
kind of
with it to
flying
steady
with
it.
it.
Yeah.
I
So-
love that's a fantastic idea.
So my image is like we make like a loop of rope that goes around the top side of the hourglass like this, so that it's actually cradled with the correct side up, and then she's just providing a little bit of.
We do also have net available,
Oh yeah.
as we learned in the canyon.
And like, are you drinking wine as you're doing this?
I didn't even want this, but I needed it to illustrate.
He needed the visual.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't want it. I got it.
I'm suffering through this for you guys.
Thanks.
Yeah. No, that's actually a phenomenal idea. So why don't y'all role play this out? Tell me how this goes.
We
Right.
should get at least one other person up first, though.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
I'm
Should
gonna
we try to
I'm gonna
get- 'cause Kay and should I try, since you're in your armor? Do you want to stay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, well, how close is the? Oh well, Nautia, you can fly, so we can make it way easier. I was gonna say, like, do we need to turn the button and then I run to where the water is? But you can help Cedric turn.
Yeah,
and
we've
I'll
got
jump
this.
on the water.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tie
Okay.
the rope first to the bricks.
Do we
Oh, I
want to
thought-
try to just pull Fletcher up?
I mean, I'd rather have it stabilized on something, and then the two of us can like pull it.
How wet do you want to get, Fletcher?
I'm already soaking. Like,
Oh right, you did push through the.
All right. Well, let's get Fletcher up to the
Yeah.
Yeah.
the lip.
Yeah.
All right,
so
Fletcher. Nope.
so the rope is reinforced, right?
Yeah. Did you want me to roll for that?
No.
Okay.
Well, I am gonna make a Fletcher roll though if he's being carried up.
oh, I thought I was gonna go up on the water.
Oh wait, didn't they say they were tying you to go up or no?
Are you gonna
That's what y'all said.
try to pull me up like the
That's what I
canyon?
thought y'all said, or no? I might have misunderstood.
You know what?
That's
We
a
should-
good point.
Yeah, yeah. Let's use the water. If you're down with the water, we're gonna use the water.
Let's use the mechanic that the DM put in there. Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it.
I can fly down and help with the wheel, and then you can go up.
Okay, so my mental painting is Fletcher goes over there and starts like tying the rope around his waist, and Naughty and I are just like.
I'm not
If
putting
that's
the
what y'all
rope
want to
around myself.
happen,
Oh, okay.
that happens. Yeah, is
I never
is that
even
what y'all
thought of the
wanna-
rope, so I'm not using the rope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm
Tell
going
me
up
what's
on the
going on.
water.
Okay, so who's turning the water?
Me and Nautia.
Who's turning the? Okay, all right. So like y'all turn it, go up, and it's close enough that you're able to like you can like kind of go forward and you'll land on this on this little ledge that has the door and the receptacle on it where the rope is tied and everything. Okay.
All right.
So now you're up.
Okay. So now Nautia, you come back up. Cedric, fill the hourglass and bring it over and tie it up as quick as you can. Oh no, wait,
Okay.
no, Nautia, you're gonna balance it?
Yeah, I was going to balance it.
Okay.
And you and Kay will pull.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
So I'm gonna fill it up, run over there, meet Nautia, who's holding the rope,
Mhm.
tie it on real quick. And then
Okay.
Yeah.
and I'm gonna like lift it so that it's like over my head so that she
Oh,
can like,
yeah.
grab it in the
Okay.
air and at least get that first 4 feet up.
Yeah.
I will also assume that you've turned the water off so that you can
Yes.
run.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
That'll be important.
I mean, you can run through if you want, just you lose all the sand.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So then like you're holding the hourglass up while it's full, and then
It's
been
pouring
tied
down
to
onto
the
my
rope.
face.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It's like coming down from the bottom, and then Nadia is like kind of steadying it. Who's pulling it up?
Me and Fletcher.
Okay. Great. All right. So I want y'all to roll. I want both of y'all to roll strength, and I want Nadia to roll a balance.
Oh boy. 14.
Okay.
Line.
16?
Okay.
Uh, 14.
Okay, great. Y'all did great, and I crit failed on environmental hazards. So great, yeah. So y'all are able to do this. You are strong enough to like pull this thing up, and Nadia's balance is on point. So like you're able to not lose more sand than you normally would if you're carrying, because as you can imagine, this thing is like kind of tilting from side to side, but like you're able to keep it all balanced. So you get it up there.
Put it in the receptacle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Now how does everybody on the ground get up?
Well,
Cedric.
Yes.
Mhm.
Always the problem.
we're gonna tie the rope to him.
How long does the water stay running after you flip the switch?
For about as long as it has in the other room. So
Okay.
it will be back on by the time this thing gets up there. So, sorry,
Okay.
off by the
off.
time it gets up there.
So I guess I'm thinking. I guess what I'm thinking is that Nautia will fly back down. She and I will flip it, and then I will ride it up. And then
I think that sounds great because like there is, remember, the water doesn't go all the way up, so Nadia can easily fly over.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. I will do that.
Okay, yeah. So why don't you RP that out a little bit?
Oh, okay. Nautia, don't forget me.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you?
No, forget him. Actually, forget him.
Did you guys get the hourglass? I couldn't see from down here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go up on the water?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
You were worried about the armor earlier.
Yeah, I figured I'd give it a shot. I mean, worst case scenario, I'll just stand at the bottom and the water will go woo, and then we'll try something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's
then
the worst case scenario.
Okay. So then you do want to take the water up. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
So so that means that Nadia, you'll have to try to turn this on your own,
Well, he was gonna try. We're gonna try to turn it together, and then he's gonna run for it.
It won't be fast enough.
Oh, it won't be fast enough. I can't
for,
like dive into the water.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, you know what? Let's just try it. Let's just try it. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I will make you. If you want to try to do that, you'll have to. Man, these skills are so.
Someone up top,
I know there's
maybe,
so many of them,
maybe
right?
help.
Yeah, just to give me like a straight up just dex roll.
Ooh,
after you turn this. All
right, I got a +1. It's a 13.
Okay. All right. So you turn it. You don't quite make it as fast as you thought, but you do jump into here. So you're not going up as gracefully as you saw everyone else go up. You're kind of like going up almost on your belly and kind of like turning a bit.
Yeah, we'll
you're
spin,
rotating a bit.
Spin action.
Yeah. And when you land on the top, you do you want to land on your front or your back? How do you want to land? Because you're not landing on your feet.
Yeah. I guess I'm picturing like coming up, like kind of like I barely reach the ledge and like I'm having to like pull myself up like on my belly.
Okay, awesome. And then Nautia, I'm assuming that you fly up. Just fly up. I mean, you can try the water if you want, like the same way. You know, I mean, I'm sure it looked fun.
I mean, it looks great.
I even
had the time. I would spend a few minutes hanging out with this water, but
yeah. So you fly up. So everybody's on the ledge with the door and the receptacle. Same thing happens. You put the stuff in the receptacle. You hear the claps coming from the other side of the wall. Door cracks open, and like you hear, no one ever brings a rope.
I'm surprised we did.
Yeah, we had some tricky issues with a canyon, and then decided that maybe a rope would be kind of useful, and so
you also had some issues with a pit before too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We learned slow, but we learned.
Yes, all these adventurers, and none of them have rope. I always found it very strange. But
who would do that?
Clearly, you are prepared.
Rookies.
Good job.
Cheryl's face. Cheryl's face right now is everything.
Cheryl hates us.
She gave them ample opportunity to shop before they left town.
She's like, is there anything else that you want to get that may be useful? Oh, no? All right. Well, that's fine, I guess.
Maybe some more pamphlets about Moradin.
Sweet. All right. Yeah. So the door opens. It's the exact same thing as before. There's a kind of like part in the door that accepts the hourglass. One of you brings the hourglass. You put it in there. Door goes backwards, and you are in another room. This room seems a bit different in that there is water. There's not a vertical water wall. The water appears to be going horizontal. So it's going from left to right. So like it's just a room and there's water going from left to right there.
Is there a switch?
There is a dial on your side of the wall. It does look a little bit different than the other one. So this one has 3 knobs on it instead of 2. And the knobs do not have any coloration on them. Like in the other rooms, it was a blue one and a red one, and the red one was like water off. Blue one was water on. And this one, the 3 do not have any color on them.
Are they equidistant or are they?
They are equidistant from each other. The knobs are on this circle equidistant from each other. at like 120 degrees from each other if you want to get specific.
I guess.
I like that you're like, oh, I'm willing to tell you it's 120 degrees. Not willing to tell you how much the hourglass weighs.
Oh no. This is 120 degrees, or 2 pi over 3 radians, whichever you prefer. Whichever you prefer.
Who wants to try turning this with me? We have to just turn it to each spot and see what changes.
Mm-hmm.
Kay takes her hair out for the hair tie and ties her hair tie around I guess the most upright knob. Because if we turn it, we'll want to have it marked, right?
Yep.
Okay, I actually like that. I like that.
Yeah, that's really a good idea.
Thanks, Cedric.
Yeah.
I think that's the first compliment you've ever given me.
That's not true. I say nice things all the time.
All right. Who wants to try to turn it?
I'll turn it with Nautia.
Okay. So when y'all turn it from is it currently on one of the knobs?
Mm-hmm. Right? That's the one that I marked.
Yes. When you turn it to the other knob, then the water stops for say about 2 or 3 seconds, and then it turns back on, but now it's going from right to left.
Turn it again. Turn it again.
All right. Sweet. Yeah. So turn it again.
turn it.
Yeah. So as you turn it to the final knob, you notice that the water stops, and now the water is coming from both the left and the right, and it's kind of splashing against itself in the center.
Okay. Kay looks around. Is there a door?
You can see a door on the other side of the if you try to peer because the water thing isn't so high that you can't see over it. So yeah, if you try to peer, or we could say that if Nautia flew up just to get a sense of the room, you can see a door on the other end with a receptacle on it.
So there's no wall on the other side of the water. There's no second wall of water.
There's a bunch of these there's about 3 or 4 of these horizontal water things going, and also, as I forgot to mention, sorry, there's also a wall of sand as soon as you come in as well, so you could refill the hourglass too.
So Nadia's flying up, and she can see the 3 walls of water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, 4, but yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
4. There are 4 total. Okay.
4 total.
How much space is there between the walls and the ceiling?
It goes about halfway. So I'd say that the walls are probably the water walls are probably 20 feet high, and then another 20 feet to the ceiling.
Do they change direction when we turn the knob? Do all of them turn the same way?
Yes.
Yeah, if you guys turn it, So they all do the same thing?
They all do the same
on
thing.
one knob?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll say that, you were able to notice that just from peering from above.
If while Nautia's up there, if we turn it, so there's that short pause between when the water is switching from right to left to right. Mm-hmm. I would like to turn it so that we make one of those transitions where there's that pause, and I'm going to ask Nautia to see if they all do that simultaneously, or if they do it in a cascade, the first one, the second one, the third. Yep. So is there a gap between the timing of that?
So as you perform this test, there is indeed a cascade of water. So they're not all simultaneous.
Okay. Which end did it start on? By us? There was the one closest to us closed again first?
Yeah. So
Okay.
so like when you first came in and they're all going from like a left to right, right? When you switch the knobs, the one closest to you stopped, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then they restarted closest to you and far. Yes.
Okay.
So theoretically, somebody could run through as they 1, 2, 3, 4.
I mean, you can try, sure.
Theoretically.
How hard is that water flow?
Looks pretty hard.
Okay.
You're getting smacked into that wall.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to affect your movement. I mean, as the Rashidon's pledge, this is not like fatal or anything like that, but it will definitely be tough to move through it. And especially if you have something that you're trying to make sure that sand does not fly out of.
Cedric's gonna kind of like look around. I assume it's a dumb question to ask, but we can't just like fill our backpacks full of sand, right?
I don't see why not.
So as far as the players, yeah, you did not hear anything about anything regarding how this sand has to be transported. So according to you, you would not know. So you can try.
I mean, we still need the hourglass to open the doors and stuff, but like we could refill it at the other end.
So do y'all want to do that? Just like, are your backpacks empty?
No.
No.
You're just filling like the remaining volume with sand.
Yeah.
So all the jerky and food and stuff that you have in your bag, Cedric, is now just going to be swimming in sand.
I mean, I won't stop you.
Yeah. I mean, we've been traveling in the desert for several days. It's already covered in sand. That jerky was very gritty.
I mean, because like we've been running through all this water. If you don't have like a waterproof something in your,
I feel like the backpacks would have been waxed. Isn't that like a standard practice? Like that's what like
I thought they were
canvas?
like a leather bag or canvas bag. That's like
wax. Yeah,
waxed.
like,
yeah, it's water resistant. Waterproof.
None of y'all live in the jungle, apparently.
Essential conversation.
Yeah. I don't feel like that's going to help us that much.
That's a piece, maybe.
I mean, it's something we could try if anyone is able to. I mean, I have some small containers in my bag still, but for sampling things, but I don't think it's nearly enough sand to fill the container based on what we've had to put in them before from the hourglass. If someone else has more space, we could try both. Trying to get the hourglass over there with sand in it and something else with sand, and we can try the other sand first and see if it does anything.
I mean,
I don't know if we'd rely on it.
I feel like we could just put the hourglass on top of the receptacle and then dump our backpacks into the hourglass.
I mean, it seems like cheating.
Does it? I don't think it's cheating. I think it's using our big brains to overcome a puzzle.
Well, as has been
you hear another clearing of the throat from outside the wall. And you see Rashidon's face kind of like appearing in the wall, and like he says, I don't think you'll get far with those bags.
See? Cheating. See? Your big brains, my bad dwarf brain knew that it was cheating.
I think he's just spiteful that we're like resourceful. I think that's really what the problem is.
Yeah, he just said complete the trials, not complete them in this specific way.
Exactly. We were not given rules. If there were rules, then it would be cheating.
He Did you guys not see his face appear in the wall right there?
You can't like invent rules like all the way to the fourth room later.
To be clear,
Right.
we never asked about the rules, so it's not like he's inventing them. He's just revealing them to us because we didn't ask.
They're
But
invented, and he's grumpy that we outsmarted him.
As the moral compass of this group,
Oh, yeah.
While they're having this argument, I'm just going to walk over to the wall of sand, catch a little in my hands, and step away and see what happens.
Okay. So you're like have your cupped hands and step away. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's still in there, you know. It just looks like you're holding some sand in your hands. It does start to, after a while though, it does start to feel like less and less is in your hands. And it's not like it's falling out the bottom either. It's like it's literally like disappearing in your hands.
Yeah, it's magic sand. So I sort of stand there with it while they're arguing, and then it's gone.
We don't see this at all.
We do not see this at all.
You're just continuing.
And make sure Fletcher can see.
Right.
How hard is the knob to turn? Can I turn it by myself?
You can try to turn it by yourself. Yes. Give me a
I'm gonna
strength.
try. That's a natural one.
Ooh. Let's see. You try to turn it. And not only can you not turn it, but it feels like part of it becomes a little loose. Like it kind of like, it feels like it kind of loosens up a bit. Not in a good way either. Like it feels like it was a little damaged.
Oh God.
But like you can ascertain that it's not like broken. Like it's not like you destroyed it, but
yeah.
But being that this is a old temple, right? With old devices, like it seems like you were like, oops.
Oopsies.
All this water is bad for the mechanisms. A lot of rust in here for some reason.
Because there's so never mind.
I want to try and all right. I'm going to try and run through just to see if we can.
That's what I was
kind of a prove a concept.
Okay.
Yeah.
How is the water currently going? Is it going left to right, right to left, or is it going in between? Because like y'all have been like changing the knob. So how would you want it currently to be? When you run through?
I'd like it to be right before it goes together. Like
okay, so then from right to left.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, all right, and I'm like sprinter's position.
Oh yeah, you're like on the blocks. You're
yeah. Whenever you guys are ready.
I mean, I'll turn it with Nautia, so we can see if we can do this.
Okay, so you turn it. You start bolting. Why don't you? Yeah, just give me a dex. Just roll me a dex there.
Feels like this shouldn't be the dwarf in armor doing this.
What's that face?
It should not. That's a big old 4.
Big old 4. Yeah, so you start running. The first one, you think you have enough time to make it through, but you kind of misjudge your position. And before the first one shuts off, you kind of, you run into it, slams you to the side of the wall. And you are just kind of sitting there, with your armor drenched.
Weren't we doing?
Just sitting there.
Weren't we doing the one where it closes in the middle?
Yeah. I wanted to be where it close to the middle.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you said you wanted the one right before that, the right to left.
Well, yeah, I guess I wanted that one to be the one that was currently happening. So that the next one would be. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, all right. So then let's rewind. Okay, so I'm assuming that you're aiming for the middle then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Running
straight through the middle. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so let's rewind time. So you know what? I'll let you roll again, since that was my mistake.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can roll again. I'm a gracious DM, yeah.
You are very.
You
what's
are.
Yeah.
Can we
13.
trade you?
Oh,
Sorry, Cheryl.
Cheryl!
I love you. I'm
well,
just kidding.
I'm gonna miss Kay a lot.
Yeah. What'd you get on the roll?
13.
Okay, perfect. So if you're aiming for the middle, you run through and you don't feel any force from the water at all. Like it just feels like you're just running through like air. So
Okay.
you run through. I mean, you're definitely like getting wet and stuff, but you don't feel like you're getting pushed to the left or the right. You're able to just sail through and you're on the other side.
Is that because I ran so fast, or just like?
Your character would not know that. Your
Okay.
character would just be like, I ran through and I'm here.
Guys, it was super easy. I just ran really fast and I just went through. Just run quick.
Can you try just walking through one?
Well, now I'm on this side, and it kind of goes the opposite way.
I can try.
Well, it's not going the opposite way if they're going like if they're meeting in between. It looks the same from both sides.
Oh, well, I guess I was thinking because I was trying to run like as they came back on,
Okay.
right? Like,
Yes. Yeah.
that
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of cascading
Yeah. Yeah.
effect.
I know what you mean. Okay.
I can try, guys.
Wait.
Yeah.
Since it's hard to get back, maybe we should figure out more of a plan first.
Oh, that is true.
Could you just see what it feels like right there?
I could do that.
So are you going to try and make it through while it's cascading, or are you just you're just gonna push through?
I'll just like stick my arm in it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. When you take your arm in it, as I said, as long as you're staying in the middle, it feels like just a nice bunch of water on your arms. Like it doesn't feel like it's getting pushed to the left or right. It just feels like a nice, relaxing.
Kay like sticks her arm in it and then like sticks her arm further in it and
Yeah,
then like stands in
feels
the middle
great.
and like does a little dance and like
It feels
turns and
great.
looks at them and just like shrugs.
It feels great in the middle. It feels really good in the middle.
What's happening over there, guys?
I think it's fine.
It's okay in the middle?
So we can be in the middle, but what about the hourglass while it has sand in it?
Oh, that's
I think we need to test that. So I'm going to pick up the hourglass and go put sand in it and then come over and hand it to Kay while she's standing there and say, just hold this and let's see what happens when it goes in between the water.
She's like doing a little dance with her little hourglass.
Yep. Pretty heavy hourglass. So
a very slow, labored,
like a slow
with the hourglass. We are waltzing.
So if you're staying
1, 2, 3, 1,
if you're staying in the water, you will need to roll a balance to make sure you can keep this thing. Because while it's okay when just you're in there, when you add this additional weight to it,
don't drop it.
I'm doing a balance check, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've only got the 1 hourglass.
I got a 9.
9. You don't drop it.
Excellent. Yes.
but you do lose some sand. You lose, quite a bit of sand. But you are able to keep it somewhat steady.
She like pushes it back out. She's like, yeah, well, it's a little bit harder with the hourglass, but as you see, it did not shatter on the floor, so that's a good sign. Maybe someone who is better than me in all aspects should try and carry it.
More dexterous than the rogue?
The rogue got a 9, so I can try again. I can try again seriously, because I was like joking around with it.
I will also throw this in. It is hard to balance this thing with one person holding it. I'll just throw that in there.
I have another question about when the hourglass was when Kay had the hourglass with the water coming together. Did it fill with water and like push out sand like we've seen it do because of water before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But like not all of it. So like it like pushed out some sand. But like it didn't like cleanse out the whole thing like immediately.
Okay.
But if you keep it in there, it will.
Okay.
Sure.
Team, I got an idea. We fill up the hourglass, we bring it here, and like 2 of us carry it, because then we can both like kind of balance it on either side, right?
Do a team lift like a fantasy target.
Yeah, exactly. And then we can just kind of slowly but steadily truck through the thingies, and then hopefully there'll still be enough sand in it when we get there that we can dump it in the receptacle.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the question is, Cedric, do you go back over to help him with that plan, or do you stay on?
I assume they're like just talking in regular voices, so I'm just like, do you guys have a plan? Should I?
Yeah, we got this. We don't need you. We're fine. Thank you for your sacrifice.
Yep, I'm good over here.
Thank you for your sacrifice. Okay, so if that's what y'all want to do, yeah, so you refill it. I'm assuming that you 3 are kind of like in a row, I guess, like a row holding this thing, because it's pretty big. I'll say that in a row you all could fit in the middle of the thing. You slowly make your way through. I'll say you not have to do a balance roll because all 3 of you are holding it. The thing is pretty well balanced. And let me just...
We are but a steady tripod.
You are able to make it through with quite a bit of sand in there.
And we dump it in the bucket.
Is it enough?
Yeah, put it on there quickly.
Yeah. So it's on there. Sand fills up. Next door begins to open. And I think that's where we are going to end for today.
Yeah, that seems like a great stopping point between rooms. You guys did an amazing job with all the puzzles, and thank you again, Shareef, for building this amazing temple full of cool puzzles.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to get to sit back and listen to the players torment someone else for a while.
So how do you breathe? Is it through lungs or is it through spherical?
He has like a human torso and a human head, so I would imagine.
Yeah, but how does he get air to his abdomen then?
Anyway.
Good question.
He has book lungs.
He has both. That's an option.
Okay,
See,
sure.
I like that. I get all this crap for asking if people have houses, and you're like, let me see your nether regions. What kind of bits you got down there?
Oh, I have a question. So scorpions, their like butthole is right near the end of the stinger. So if you like cut their tail off, they literally like will fill up with poop and explode, and that's how they die. Is that what happens to you?
Okay, that was not done actually in game.
Yeah,
so
no,
that-
of course not.
I don't know. I feel like as you're slowly carrying the hourglass through, you were having these conversations. Like, yeah, that scorpion guy probably has a butthole.
You guys.
Luckily,
He's just
Kay
a nice
does not know
man
that
who is helping
information.
us.
I know. A very nice man.
What are your venomous compounds?
You're lucky he's not like the guardian of the last temple. Come on,
Yeah, right? I would be sacrificed.
But yeah, so he's done an amazing job. We're having so much fun. Shareef will be back with us next Sunday. That's right. We got 2 in a row this month because, that's how we roll. Schedules. Yeah, so come see us again, same time, same channel, same amazing guest next Sunday, where we will hopefully manage to survive the rest of the temple and see what exactly it is Rashidon meant for Kay to learn in here. Yeah, so thank you ever so much to all of the people who've been watching us tonight. You are wonderful. We appreciate you. Don't forget to follow everyone on the social medias, links down below and all that good stuff. Yeah, other than that, we're gonna get out of here, but we will see you next week. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.